Sorry, guys. I thought I heard someone. Okay, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Happy Friday. My name is Lacey Jane, and this is Criminally Confident. And I know there are 100 different places you could be right now. And I am so thankful that you've chosen to spend some time with me and hang out. So, thank you. If you could do me another solid and hit that thumbs up button, it helps the algorithm, just gets me in front of some new viewers and spreads the good message, you know. Um, as many of you know, I went on vacation last month, and I prior to going on vacation, actually the exact stream right before I left was at 62,000 views. And do we get picks? Which picks? My last stream was at 62,000 views, and it's been a climb back. It's been a climb back trying to get back to the algorithm's good graces. Tell me which picks. I saw myself walking in, and I saw that I am like boob city, so I'm gonna put on my jacket because this is just inappropriate. Which is also actually a good thing for me to mention. If you are at work, this is not a suitable stream to have out loud for your coworkers. Like, girl is crazy. Girl is talking about some real explicit stuff. So just caution, not suitable for work, but suitable for everyone else. Or if you have headphones in and you don't blush. Okay, pics of Jodi. I mean, I don't have any pics, Jodi. Do you have pics, Jodi? I don't know why that's always my go-to accent. Also, ooh, this is important to mention. I briefly touched on this yesterday, but the pool here has been not good the entire month, and the pool guy has had to come every single day. He has not come yet today. If I hear him and see him come, I'm gonna have to run out there. Um, there was an algae growth in the pool, and that is why we haven't done um shut up, do you really? That's why I haven't done the pool live stream that I literally got paid by Maybe to do. So I haven't forgotten, and I still have time here. um I saw that you had made a comment in a previous stream. Like, I think it will actually come up while we're watching today. I thought you were kidding. I didn't realize that you actually have like artwork of hers. How much did you pay for that? That's wild, man. It's plumb wild. All right. Yeah, so if you could hit the like button, please. And I okay, Jay-Z Rizzle, I'm wearing a romper. And I have it all the way up so that it doesn't hang low, but I normally wear a I normally wear a jacket over it. Oh, thank you. I always wear pearls. I have a French bulldog named Pearl. I love pearls, and like my love language is Coco Chanel slash Jackie Kennedy like esque pearls and like Chanel. You know, because I know that they want to sponsor me with all my viewers right this moment. We'll get there someday, guys. We'll get there someday. It's happened before where I finished up live streams and I had 60,000 views. So we'll get there again. Well, thank you so much, Georgina. I think you are just so swell. Okay, so make sure to comment in the chat. That really helps the algorithm as well. And one other thing that helps the algorithm, if you are in the chat box, you see that little heart right there. If you click on that and hit it a bunch of different times, or whichever emoji you want, it will boost the algorithm. So it's just something simple and anonymous that you can do to help. Okay, hold on one second. I have an itch. Oh my God, sorry. My nose was itching like crazy. And if I did that on screen, it would have not been pretty. Okay, it's as real as it gets. One of my mom's friends who's here, she was like, wait, so when you do a live stream, you're like live? And I'm like, yeah, like vulnerable and all. You guys aren't saved from anything. I don't cut anything out because I don't know how to do that. I prefer it over here. That is like, that's wild. If you're like not joking, I can be vulnerable sometimes. So, wait. Hi, South Carolina. Hey, Bo. Does everyone say that now from the Murdoch trial? Hey, Bo. Jodi is definitely not guilty. I blame it on the ninjas. They showed up in the black pajamas and attacked her and threatened her, and they killed Travis. Okay. Love to know what you're smoking, MLS. She's a different flavor of crazy, in my humble opinion. But people love this trial. I think we all learned a lot from it. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it was worth both attorneys becoming disbarred? Okay, at least in the case of the defense attorney, like he gave up his law license so that he could write a tell-all about her. I mean, that's a whole lot of school and time that you have spent to achieve something only to be like, okay, I'm going to trade all of that in so I can write like a behind the scenes book. I don't know. I don't think it's a whole lot of law school tuition as well. But I don't know. And not in his shoes. The state counselor, he was disbarred because of a situation he got himself into with women journalists during this trial. He's a little bit of a creeper. Word on the street is. And I know yesterday I showed you the squirrels at this big oak tree. I swear to God, he's trolling me. Do you see? He's like right here. And he just keeps looking in the window at me. Hopefully you guys can see him. I think he's like, chat, are we cooked? We're cooked. Okay. So like I said, if you could please hit the thumbs up button and double check, make sure you are subscribed. That helps the algorithm greatly. And in no time, we'll be back to our major live views. So let's go ahead and get started. And thank you again for spending some of your Friday with me.
Ma'am, do you remember standing in front of the clerk to Judge Stevens' left and being sworn in? Do you remember?
For the record, this is the very beginning of the state's cross-examination of Jodi. So the defense just stopped, and this is Jose getting up to do his thing.
Yes.
And do you remember being asked, do you tell the truth, the whole truth? Do you remember being told that?
Yes.
And you swore that you would, right?
Yes.
One of the questions that was brought up during the questioning by the jury, by your defense attorney, involved your allegation involving Mr. Alexander's, or your claim of Mr. Alexander's alleged pedophilia. Do you remember that?
That's correct.
And this is a claim that you have alleged that it involved January 21st, 2008, right?
Yes.
And you were asked,
I need to put in
well,
eye
ma'am,
drops.
did you tell anybody else about this alleged claim of pedophilia? And he said, well, yeah, you remember saying you did.
Yes.
There are
And you
two
remember he
swirls
kind of at
now.
that point hesitated and he turned to the jury and said, yes, I did tell a psychologist, right?
Mr.
And he said he did it with
Wonderful.
Somebody else, right?
Yes.
Why
And
didn't
with
I
regard
think
to
of that?
somebody else, who are they?
Matt McCartney
All right. And Matt McCartney is this individual that is your friend, right?
is a friend of mine. Yes.
He's a person who will not betray you, correct?
My confidence. Yes.
And he's somebody who, well, in 48 hours interview, that's how you describe it. Someone who will not betray you, correct?
Right. When I confide in him.
Yes or no?
Yes.
In the 48 hours interview that we saw, is it
Oh my
true
God,
that he's an individual
Juan.
that will not betray you?
That's correct.
Additionally, didn't it also indicate that he's an ally? You indicated that he was an ally of yours, right?
Yes.
And this individual, Matt McCartney, is somebody who
Oh,
would also lie for you, won't he?
No, he would never do that.
Okay.
He would never do that.
Are you aware of the statements that he made in January of 2008? I'm sorry, in January of 2013 involving that very fact? Yes or no?
Objection, Your Honor.
Of course, they're approaching while I'm doing this. What was I doing? Oh, eye drops. Okay. So I have something called Sjogren's. It's
If
true.
you want to Google it, it's like SJORGE. It's just more of a pain in the ass. I'm constantly I have to
Makes
take
my eyes dry.
pills for it. So because my mouth's always dry as well. So if you ever hear me like sounds like slurring, it's probably because I just took my meds and I have to swallow. That's what she said. That's what Jodi said.
I made a short today for YouTube, and it's dedicated to you, sir. So thank you for the free money and the algo boost.
That's what it is. You know, I thought Pearl would want to be out of this room after
Zach.
being trapped on the couch with me.
Because psychologist, you told us. about that
Girlfriend
earlier,
is
right?
over
Yes.
here.
Well, this is one of the
living
psychologists,
her
Richard
best
Samuels, that you
life.
told, right?
That was not the psychologist.
Ma'am, I didn't ask you if that was one of the psychologists, did I?
He's
gonna write
so
something in.
rude.
I'm not asking you to interpret anything. If you don't understand the question, ask me, and we will repeat it for you. The question was, ma'am, do you understand that?
Yes.
With regard to this issue, isn't it true that one of the people that you told about this was Richard Samuels, correct?
Yes.
And this individual, Richard Samuels, is someone who is assisting in your defense, correct?
Yes.
And you also told Alice Laviolette, right?
Yes.
And these individuals, Alice Laviolette, for example, she's also going to testify on your behalf, correct?
That's my understanding.
Do you have any reason to believe that she's not going to testify on your behalf?
Objection, cause for speculation.
No.
Who?
Yeah, you do, right?
Yes.
And you talked to her about this alleged pedophilia, correct?
That's correct.
And you told her what it was that you knew about
I don't
pedophilia, right?
remember this.
I don't remember how in depth we discussed it, but I did tell her some
You
things
did?
about it. Yes.
It's fair to say, for example, the statements that you made to Richard Samuels were made years after this case began to be prosecuted, correct?
Possibly. Yes. I don't remember the exact time frame.
Well, it was in 2011 that you talked
Yeah.
about, wasn't it?
No, it was 2010 early.
So you do remember that it was in 2010. So that was years after this case began to be prosecuted, right?
I believe it was. Yes.
Well, you just told me 2010.
Hello,
Are you gonna go back on
member.
that? You can stay with that answer. Which one do you want?
Here's what I'm gonna do.
I think I'm trying to remember when I
Welcome.
told him, but we began to meet, I think within a year after. I'm not sure.
So you speak to this individual. Isn't it to your benefit to start saying these kinds of things?
Objection, argumentative.
I don't think so. I
Okay.
think it's mortifying.
Also, you think that it's to your detriment then to come in here in the court and talk about Mr. Alexander?
I think you had me
masturbating to a young person,
confused.
A young girl, boy. You think that that's to your detriment?
I don't know if it's my benefit or detriment. I just know it's the truth.
I'm not asking you if it's the truth, am I?
No.
I'm asking you whether that's not, isn't that to your benefit?
I don't know if it's to my benefit or my detriment.
Why bring it up then if it isn't going to be of any use to you?
I swore to tell everything that I
Pardon?
remember.
I didn't hear you.
Are you talking about here or with Richard
I'm
Samuels?
talking about right here. Why bring it up if it's not going to help you?
Because it was asked.
Oh, I see. Now, so you are saying now that if it were up to you, you wouldn't have brought that up.
Objection, be honest, open questions.
Oh, well.
Thanks for boosting the algo.
So You didn't, even later after that, you spoke to Alice Laviolette about it, right?
After Samuels,
Sure.
Hello, squirrel.
it was after I first met Samuels, but I think their visits have been somewhat contemporaneous.
So you think that you met Alice Laviolette at the same time that you met Mr. Samuels, is that correct?
No, I said it.
Sustained.
You did tell Alice
You
Laviolette about
two
this, right?
lovers are too
Right.
much.
And this was even years beyond the time that you talked to Mr. Samuels, correct?
I don't know. It was after, but I don't know what years.
And again, it was to your benefit because you're saying that you're a victim of domestic violence to bring this up, right?
I'm not saying it's to my benefit or detriment. I just asked him.
My husband came looking for Pearl and he saw her laying in the floor in here. And he's like, oh, because she's drugged. No, she's just.
so tired.
No one can hear you. Thank God.
Drugs.
She's just the sweetest thing ever. I'm so lucky. And she's a mute, just for all of you guys to know.
I do have
She
a mute
doesn't
Frenchie.
bark. She is just, she snores and snorts, and that's it.
And you just went along and you did what you were told. Is that what you're saying?
Argumentative, closer speculation.
I just answered questions.
And so you're telling me that, yes, you did what you were told, kind of like the interview with First Edition or whatever it was. Inside Edition.
Argumentative.
Sustained.
So you're saying that just to be clear, are you saying that you would or would not have brought it up?
It really depends on the time frame because I didn't want to ever bring it up. And then
No, ma'am, we're talking about right now.
I couldn't say, honestly, I really couldn't say.
You couldn't say.
No.
It's not a memory issue, you just can't say, right?
It's not really a preference or not a preference that I've explored or thought about in my mind. I'm just answering questions.
But immediately after it happened in January of 2008, you didn't tell anybody, right?
Definitely not.
And you were arrested on July 15th of 2008, and you didn't tell the detective, right?
No.
You had another conversation with the detective on July 16th of 2008, and you didn't tell him anything either, right, about this thing, right?
That's correct.
Whatever happened after that, you then say that you told somebody else, right? You then stated as part of a question from the jury that you did tell somebody else, right?
Yes, but not in that order.
I understand that. You remember the jury asking you a question about it, and you kind of looked over at them and you said, yes, I did tell somebody else. Do you remember telling them that?
Yes.
Remember
When
to
was
hit
this
the thumbs up,
That you
please.
told somebody else.
April 2008.
What was that again?
April 2008.
And who was it that you told in April of 2008 about this?
Matt McCartney.
So again, it's Mr. McCartney that you told, besides Mr. McCartney.
Oh, the doctor?
No, we were talking, let's do it this way. Do you remember we were talking about July 15th of 2008 in your arrest?
You mean July 21st?
You think you were arrested on July 1st of?
I'm sorry, I was thinking you said January. July
Ma'am.
15th, yes.
Let's go back to the date of your arrest. You were arrested on
He's
July
so
15th of 2008,
aggressive.
Yes.
And you had a conversation with the detective on that date, right?
Yes.
You also had another conversation with the
I don't think it's a good idea to try to like nitpick and start fights with the prosecutor. You know, I don't think that's gonna look so great with the jury, nor do I think it's going to fare well for you mid-down.
detective on July 16th. of
His
2008,
face.
right?
Yes,
Her
And-
attorney.
You didn't tell him anything about this, right?
that's correct.
You did say, though, when you were asked a question by the jurors about this, that after that, you did tell a psychologist about it. Do you remember answering that
Hi,
question? to the jurors?
Alita
Yes.
Stark.
When did you tell the psychologist about this issue involving the pedophilia?
I think it was July 2009, I believe.
And
I'm not sure of the month, but it was 2009.
you think it was July 2009?
I'm not
What
entirely
was
sure
the
of the
first
month.
that you told this to?
Sorry, guys, my eyes still waiting for the meds to kick in.
Shut up,
If
Lacey.
you could please like and subscribe, that would be great.
I am a special kind of person.
I just want that. Feel free to clip that. At least you can say that I'm not authentic. I mean, I am this weird in real life too.
I am.
Yeah, so once we hit 1,000 subs, which is 97 people away,
I'm almost at 2,000 subs for the record. Let me see if I can speed myself up. I'm at 342, 343.
Correct?
Correct.
And you were the one that paid for them, right?
Yes.
And ma'am, you were the one that also put gas in your car. In response to a question from the jury, this issue was brought up as to what happened first, or whether or not there were 3 cans. Do you remember 3 gas cans? Do you remember that line of questioning?
Not the sequence, but the matter of 3 gas cans.
Do you remember that this issue was brought up about whether or
Oh,
not you filled up your can?
Juan is
gas first,
mad.
Put the gas into the gas cans first. Do you remember even testifying about that
I
this
remember
morning?
testifying.
Hold on, this morning. Do you remember testifying about that?
Yes,
And you indicated, that, well, previously to that you didn't know which one had happened first, whether or not you put the gas into the car first, or whether you put the gas into the cans first. Do you remember saying that you didn't
Come
know
on
that, right?
in.
are you talking about on
On
cross?
the street.
I'm talking about throughout these whole proceedings, man.
I remember on cross, I couldn't remember because the way you were questioning me.
Well, man, I'm not asking you about whether or not you
Oh
remember
my
anything on
God,
cross.
Jodi,
I'm
stop.
asking you whether or not previous to that, you told us that you couldn't remember if you put the gasoline into the car first or into the cans first.
Yes, I do remember that.
Okay? But yet, when the jurors asked you the question, do you remember that you said, oh, I put the gas into the car first, and then I must have tripped or turned off the
Bye,
meter, if you
Angel.
will,
I hope
and
you
that's why there's
subscribed
separate
and we can
transactions.
see
Do you
you
remember
soon.
telling us that?
That was my
Yeah.
only logic and understanding. And I
Well, I'm not
understand
asking you about your logic and understanding. Isn't that what you told the jury just previously today?
that. I did say that, but not in response to the question you're referring to.
Ma'am, whether it's in response to the question I'm posing to you or not, isn't it true that that's what you told people, the jurors here?
Yes,
So my question to you then, ma'am, isn't it true then that you do remember the sequence of events involving the filling up the car with gas in Pasadena?
Objection, this characterizes her testimony of what she was filling out.
the only part I remember as far as sequence is I put the gas in the gas cans, and then so I didn't leave the hose laying on the floor or the ground or the concrete, I hung it up. That ends the transaction. That's all I know.
So you're saying now you're back to the issue of telling us that you don't remember whether or not you put gas in the car first or in the gas can first, right? That's what you're saying.
I really don't know the exact sequence. I wouldn't bet all my money on what it was. I can only go by receipts and times to help me remember. But that's
Oh, you're a
So that's what you're
gambler.
saying, but you don't remember that. That's what you're telling us, right?
From memory, no.
That's what I'm asking you for. What is your memory of that event, right? Right? That's what I'm asking you, right? And with regard to that time, nobody was yelling at you at that time, right?
That's correct.
Nobody was grilling you, right?
That's correct.
You've been fond of telling us how great of a memory you have and no one is yelling at you, right?
Yes.
But that's something that you just don't
Setting
remember,
a
right?
goal.
Not in great detail. That's right.
But you did tell us that you do have very good memory for detail previously, though, right?
Usually, yes.
Ma'am, the other thing that you told us with regard to these gas cans is that you purchased one in Salinas, California, right?
Yes.
5-gallon gas can, right?
Yes.
And you purchased this gas can in Salinas, and you said after a short period of time, well, you didn't say after a period of time, you said you returned it back to the store, to the Walmart in Salinas, right?
That's correct.
And it's the same store that you brought it from, right?
Yes.
Because it was probably because it was in the same general vicinity, right?
Right.
And then one of the other things that you said was that the reason that you did this was because it was expensive and it didn't seem to make sense to you to get that gas can, right?
Yeah. In hindsight, I realized
Hold
that
on.
makes sense.
All right. So why is it then, ma'am, that you showed up with 3 gas cans in Salt Lake City?
Objection, this characterizes her testimony.
All right.
You also the questions as well.
Sorry, guys. I don't remove people. from
Sorry, guys. I'm
commenting.
writing a
I'm like an absolutionist when it comes to the First Amendment, but like, you know, you can't be a dick in the chat. Maybe in your own life or your own chat, but not in here. That shit isn't gonna fly.
the small print for the goal that I'm about to set for the next hour. This will be in place. It's either 15 super chats or $500. If we hit one of those, you guys will be choosing the next trial we cover. Now, I am going to cover a trial. It was supposed to start the first week of January, but it's now delayed until like
3 gas cans in
January
Salt Lake City, ma'am.
I don't even recall going to Salt Lake City. I went to West Jordan, and I
So
went
you,
to.
hold on. First, let's break that down. You're saying you don't ever even remember going to Salt Lake City ever on June 6th of 2008.
I don't recall where the city limit ended in, but to answer the gas can question, I went to Mesa with 2 gas cans.
Well, you did go to Salt Lake City, right?
I was in the vicinity. I went to Sandy, I think, and West Jordan.
You did visit an individual by the name of Brian Burns, right?
That's correct.
And during that time, before you left Salt Lake City, you left
I'm
Salt Lake
looking.
City area in the very early morning hours, right?
Yes,
You filled up with gas, right?
I think I did. I don't know.
Well, let's start looking at this. And in fact, man, we're taking a look at exhibit 237.017. You see SLC?
Yes.
You don't have any doubt that that stands for Salt Lake City, Utah, does it?
No, I don't doubt that.
And that's Tesoro, right? That's a
Yes.
gas station, right?
Yes.
And you put some gasoline there, right?
Yes.
Look down here, it does have your name on there, right?
Yes.
And if we look at exhibit 237.016,
Heebie-jeebies was kicked out.
Salt Lake City, right?
Yes.
And
It takes a lot to get kicked out of here. Like a lot.
did you see your name right there?
Yes.
So you were in Salt Lake City, first of all, to establish that, right?
Okay. Yes.
And you were there in the early morning hours, right?
I left Ryan's house in the early morning hours. So
Well, that's so we can just make sure that we have the time, 237.016. See the time there?
Oh,
Yes.
really?
What time does it indicate that you're putting gas in the car, right?
yes, 3:57.
Right, and it does tell us here that you went to pump number 2, right?
A lot of guys say
10.672
she's hot.
gallons, right?
Yes.
And the price for each one was $3.85 per gallon, right?
Yes.
And it was $41.18, right?
Yes.
MVP.
Exhibit 237.017, same gas station. See that?
Yes.
Hi,
See the
Kristen.
date and the approval time
Yes.
at 4:05 in the morning, correct?
Correct.
And on this one, it's 36.98, right?
Yes.
And it talks about that you're at pump 2 again, and it's 9.583 gallons, right?
That's correct.
You actually put in more gas though, didn't you?
I don't know.
Well, then let's take a look at that. You had a bank account with Washington Mutual, didn't you?
Yes, I do.
And in fact, we have some receipts here that talk about you having an account with Washington Mutual. In fact, you had 2 of them, right?
Yes, a business and a personal.
237.005. You see that?
Yes.
There's an account, there's a deposit. That's your account, right?
I'm gonna just be honest with the questions.
That's my account.
And we also had another account, 237.006. And we talked about this exhibit, right? Before.
Yeah.
I sent her a
Washington Mutual
message.
account, Right?
Yes.
And there are records that Washington Mutual keeps, don't they?
Yes.
You aware of that?
Yes.
And there are statements that they send out to you, don't they?
I think I got them online. usually.
I need
But there are statements that are prepared, whether they are
Yes.
online or they're sent out, right?
That's correct.
just
Let's
today,
take a look at the exhibit.
just for a second.
Maybe.
Kouri Richins is a mom out of Utah.
See if that,
The only reason that I
Who killed her husband or unalived him, as YouTube would want me to say, and then wrote a child book about losing a parent in grief. And she's also part of the LDS community, and it'll be interesting to see if there are any parallels between Jodi and Kouri's trials.
June 1st through June 30th.
all right. Let me have it back. Move to the admission of exhibit 523.
We love our members here. If you're a member, you get your comment on screen. So, yay. You're welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Agreed. What are we waiting for, Lace?
We're gonna object on a video post.
Yeah, I figured as much. All right.
You can hear my French bulldog.
That's your parents' home, correct?
No, that's my grandparents' home.
That's your grandparents' home. And that's where you were living, right?
Yes.
Yay!
On page 2, there are 3 transactions that I want to focus into Tesoro. And Tesoro is the on 237.016. That's the merchant. You see that?
Yes.
Oh, wait, hold on.
237.017.
Also, if you subscribe, or I'm sorry, if you donate not using YouTube, so Venmo or Cash App, it won't take out 30% and go to YouTube. I feel like that's important to mention because I did not know that before starting a YouTube.
You can tell this is like
I
my
much rather would have like
week
donated
streaming.
directly to
Jesus, Lace.
This amount per gallon. 3.859, $3.859 per gallon. And you divide it into this amount of 1965. Do you know how much what that division
It's
would
worthy
indicate?
of highlighting.
Would it surprise you that it would indicate that it's 5.09? Would that surprise you?
No,
So you make 3 purchases
Maybe.
here, don't you?
yes,
You also, there are 2 purchases for sure that we know that are for gas, right?
that's correct.
The other one is for 1965, right?
Yes,
If we do the mathematics, that equals 5 gallons of gas. If you were putting gas,
Objection argumentative.
Stop,
My
Juan.
testimony that it was gas purchase.
Why are you yelling, Lacey?
what was your question?
the question is a mathematical one, man. Isn't it true that if you divide 1965 by 3.859, that you would get 5.09?
If the math is correct, then yes.
And you did indicate to us that you did buy a 3rd can in Salinas, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And you bought that in Salinas, and it was a 5-gallon gas can, right?
That's correct.
Man, would it surprise you that the
Yes.
Walmart in Salinas does not have any record of any refund back on June 2nd when you claim you bought this, or June 3rd when you claim you bought this?
Objection argumentative beyond the scope.
This guy's like a little Mexican leprechaun.
He's kind of walking on fire. I was trying to think of something more creative than that rhymed, but couldn't come up with anything on time. Hey, I
0.008. Walmart receipt. You see this, correct?
Yes,
This is the Walmart that you went to in Salinas and you purchased a 5-gallon gas can, right? You told us that before,
I'm
right?
writing
Yes, I
it
did.
down.
And you were there on June 3rd of 2008 at 3:22 in the afternoon when you made that purchase, right?
that's correct.
Would it surprise you to find that on that, and you said that you got a refund in cash, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Would it surprise you that Walmart does not have any record of any refund for a gas can on that date of June 3rd of 2008?
Considering that I returned it, that would surprise me.
Pardon?
Considering that I returned it, that would surprise me.
It would surprise you
Yes,
because you claim you returned it on that day, right?
yes, I did, and I received cash for it.
Pardon?
And I received
And
cash.
you
back
received
for it.
cash.
This crazy broad.
You also told us that you received an injury to your right finger at Casa Ramos. You remember that?
Objection beyond the scope. Questions?
Perfect. Thank you, Frank. Oh my God. For real?
I guess I didn't realize that this day had so many.
We are at 3:52.
The other restaurants are called Azteca, so yeah, they're completely different.
All right, so
I think
when
that
we
was
talk
a-
about Casa Ramos, we're actually just talking about on the marquee
This
Casa
judge.
Ramos, and your belief is there's only approximately 4 of those, right?
I only knew of 4 or 5.
And because of their size, you told us, or in response to a jury question, that even though you suffered this injury, well, you did tell the manager about the injury, didn't you?
Let's get a Band-Aid, yes.
Well, you did tell the manager about the injury. Didn't you tell us that?
Yes,
And you did take a picture of that injury, right?
yes.
And we've seen that picture of that injury, right?
First and foremost, thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you are new to the live, my name is Lacey Jane. This is Criminally Confident, and we are covering the craziness that is Jodi Arias. I want to take a moment to say thank you to Maybe for gifting 5 more memberships. Incredible. And Betty Boop for her super chat, as well as Maybe for her super chat. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to thank her if you are one of the lucky recipients of the membership. Also, pretty please, our goal is to get to 1,000 people.
Testimony.
I didn't say Margarita glass in reference to Casa Ramos. I put my hand on a glass at Travis's house.
I'm talking about Casa Ramos. I'm not talking about Mr. Alexander's house. I'm talking about Casa Ramos. You're saying that you injured your finger, your right ring finger, on something other than glass, correct?
Yes,
And you didn't tell the manager about the way this occurred, even though it occurred while on the job, right?
I don't recall if it was discussed in detail or not.
And you're the same person that previously testified today that you have a very good memory for detail.
We have 911 subs. Please, somebody sub. Hi, if you're new here, please sub. We are at a bad number. We need someone to subscribe. Please, please, please.
Gentlemen, no
What?
court tomorrow, Friday, no court Monday or Tuesday, the 11th or 12th. So we'll see you back here on the 13th.
It was good.
No, I'm not saying that you said it was perfect. You yourself admitted that you had a good memory for detail, right?
Objection argumentative.
Overruled.
I don't even know that I used details. I just said I think I have a good memory.
Gentlemen,
Okay,
no court
I think
tomorrow, Friday. no
done.
court
Okay,
Monday or
let's
Tuesday,
move
the
to
11th and
police
12th. So
videos.
we'll see you back here on the 13th.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Norm.
That's quite the snort, Pearl. Even I heard that. Even I heard that. Oh, let me stop sharing really quick. No, ma'am, that's not what I wanted to see. Okay. Police interrogation video 1. Share screen. Actually, he's playing music that I can't. Okay. Present. Share screen. Okay. Oh my God, we still have 911 subs. Can someone please sub? Don't unsub. That'll make it worse. Please just.
Guys, I'm driving myself crazy. I'm sorry to stop it, but I need to pick up on a different line of interrogation. Here, I found it. We're going to start here.
Get it done. That's what you're saying. Because he's not in the closet, right?
He entered the closet at the point that I was jumping up on the shelf.
So then the door is open.
Sorry.
Again, not when you told us before, but when you're going up towards the shelf, right?
Yes, when I told you before, which was almost immediately after.
Ma'am, my question to you is, when you went in,
I have
you were able to have time
Sorry, guys.
to go towards the shelves, right?
Yes,
And you just told us now that during that period of time, whatever it was, he was not in the closet, right?
at that very moment, he had not opened the door.
Right. So then you just said that you were going over to the closet area to get the gun, right?
The corner.
The corner, right? And as you are in that corner, he's coming in through the door, right?
Yes, as I'm beginning to step up onto the shelf.
Right. You're beginning to step up. And you're saying now that this person who's coming after you and that is angry has now given you more time, and you now have more time to get the gun from up in the closet, right?
Yes, that's correct.
But man, this is a very small closet, isn't it?
No, it's bigger than the cell that I live in.
It's bigger than what?
It's bigger than the cell that I live in. It's not a small closet.
Ma'am, we don't want to know where you live in. Do you understand that?
I'm just using that as reference. It's
Ma'am,
not small.
do you understand? Did I ask you where you were living?
No.
We're clear, right? We do not want to know where you're living right now. You understand that?
Okay, sorry.
No need to
Okay.
take that attitude that. Is there an issue with you with answering the questions as they're posed?
Sometimes, but I'm trying to answer them the best I can.
So is it an attitude issue with you then?
You have an argument if your honor, move to strike.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
argumentative.
I don't think it is.
So this closet here is a small closet, isn't it?
No,
Yes, you have the answer.
Oh, there is.
not in my opinion.
I want to be.
It's actually about 11,
Never
11
mind.
and a half feet, isn't it? The door over there to this door here, isn't it?
I don't know, but that
Read that.
sounds somewhat accurate. I would have said
It sounds
12.
like, I can't hear
It
you.
sounds somewhat accurate, but I don't really know as far as distance, how long 11 and a half feet is.
So then let's take a look at exhibit number 249. See the measurement of the line from here to there? Do you see what the measurement is?
Yes,
It's 11 feet 4 inches, right?
yes,
So it's approximately a little bit over 11 and a half feet long, then, right?
around that, yes.
So you're in this closet. When you're in this closet, you reach out to get this gun, right?
Yes,
And on direct examination, you remember looking at this photograph, which is exhibit number 70.
yes,
And you indicated that the gun was up in this corner here, right?
yes,
That's a pretty high shelf there, isn't it?
No.
How tall are you, ma'am?
I believe I'm 5'5.5", last time I checked.
And this
We're back for the ending
shelf,
of it.
you see that there?
Yes,
It goes almost to the roof. You see that?
yes,
And
I
you
doubt
see the thing
you.
to the right here, the door?
yes,
It is higher than the door, isn't it?
yes.
You're saying that standing there in front of that shelf, you could, at 5'6", you can reach up and grab that top there?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
It's a
In fact,
very
you have to
nice
get up on the
set.
shelf to do it, don't you?
Yes, I just got up on one.
Yes or no?
Yes,
And when you get up on these shelves, it isn't a situation that you can just get up with one hand, is it?
I did it.
So you were able to somehow put one foot on one of these shelves, right?
Yes,
And without putting your hand, the other hand, which hand did you grab it with?
Oh, let
I
me.
don't remember.
All right, with the hand that was free that you did not use to grab, that you were able to just put one foot out there, grab the gun, even though you said it was way in the back.
It's just sitting right in the corner, not way in the back. There is no back. That's the wall.
Well, this is the back.
Maybe someone can answer this for me. Whenever I finish a stream, it says like I have 0 comments, but I have all of you guys commenting during the stream. If you guys know why that is, I would love to switch whatever button that is off so that other people can see what you guys are talking about and it doesn't look like I just have a lot of views and 0 comments.
Part right here, that's the term that you used.
Yes,
And so you're saying that in that corner, you can, according to you,
You
put your
guys know
foot on one of
each
these
other?
shelves without disturbing anything else and reach out and grab the gun, right?
that's what I did.
And you didn't disturb anything else in that closet, right? Nothing was disturbed, right?
No, my foot went right on the edge.
Pardon?
My foot went right on the edge.
And you didn't disturb any of the shoes, right?
No,
Didn't disturb any of the pants there, right?
that's correct.
Didn't disturb any of the ties that are there. Nothing was disturbed, right?
No, yes, that's right. Nothing was disturbed.
If you take a look at exhibit number 69, this gives us a further out view, doesn't it?
Yes,
And it also includes the bench seat, right?
yes,
Nothing is disturbed there, right?
that's right.
And yet you're saying that this very angry man is coming through here, coming after you, right?
Yes,
And that he is very upset about his camera and that you're able to get the gun up here, right?
that's right.
Is this the same gun that you told the detective that he didn't own?
That's right.
Can't have it both ways, ma'am. Back then on June 10th of 2008, you did say he did not own a gun, correct?
Yes, I did.
And no one was even consulting you about the investigation. You initiated that contact, right?
That's right.
You agree that what you are telling us
It's
today
only a matter of time.
is, to be more than fair, inconsistent with that statement, right?
That's right.
And this thing, or the statement about the gun, this didn't come, that you said that it involved the gun, didn't come for years until after you had been arrested, correct?
Yes, years it took me to admit it.
So the answer is yes, it came years later, right?
Yes,
We've reviewed a lot of text messages, we've reviewed a lot of email or some email correspondence and even your journal. And the text messages, there was some exchanges between you and Mr. Alexander that could be defined as heated, correct?
yes.
You guys were fighting at some of these points, right?
I would say arguing, yes.
Okay, arguing then, right? And nowhere in those text messages does he ever threaten you physically, does he?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't, does
That's correct.
he? And there's no email correspondence in which he's threatening you, correct?
Trying to think. I know we talk about it, but there aren't any threats made.
There are no threats, correct? And
Yes.
there's no police report because you never called the police, right?
That's right.
There are no individuals that have come in to say that they saw him mistreat you, correct?
Physically, that's right.
Well, no, you're saying that there are individuals that came in here that say that he mistreated you some other way?
Objection, burden shifting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so Dan Freeman testified, right?
Yes,
He indicated that he treated you appropriately. Did he say that?
he did say that. He
And
also
in
said the
fact,
opposite.
there was only one fight that he was present, right?
Yes,
This is the trip to Havasupai. Do you remember that?
yes, I was mortified about it.
Pardon?
Yes, I remember that.
And do you remember that the reason that there was a fight was that he was trying to make sure that the trip was an enjoyable one, right?
I don't remember Dan saying that.
Well, do you remember he said that it needed to be enjoyable and that you needed to take out whatever heavy products were in your backpack? Do you remember that?
I remember that's what started the argument.
Right. And you got mad at him, right?
No, he got mad at me.
Oh, so Dan Freeman got mad at you?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Travis.
No, I'm asking about Dan Freeman.
No, I've never been mad at Dan Freeman.
I'm not asking if you're mad at Dan Freeman. Dan Freeman did not get mad at you then, did he?
No, he didn't.
And in fact, he indicated he was just trying to make the trip enjoyable because these backpacks can get heavy, right?
Yes, something to that effect.
And somehow, given what Dan Freeman did, it became a fight between you and Mr. Alexander, right?
It sparked a fight, yes.
And the way you phrased it, it was Mr. Alexander's fault, right?
That time, yes, it was.
Even though you're the person who was upset at having to conform to what somebody else wanted you to do, right?
I wasn't that upset.
Well, you started the fight, not Mr. Alexander, like you're saying, right?
No, I took the backpack upstairs and he came in and started screaming at me.
So you your actions in no way, shape, or form, ma'am, contributed to the problems that happened that morning before you went to have a soup bite.
No, they definitely contributed.
And they started it, didn't they?
I didn't think we were arguing, so
Well,
I don't know.
Your actions were the ones that started this whole fracas, weren't they?
I guess.
You know, don't say that you guessed. Yes, ma'am, you were there, right?
Yes, I was there.
And you know how the fight started, right?
I do.
Yeah, and it was because you had an attitude because Daniel Freeman had got into your stuff and removed items, right?
Overruled, you may answer.
That's not when I would consider the argument beginning.
All right, you don't consider that. In fact, though, we've looked at these text messages and we've been talking about whether or not there's any indication that Mr. Alexander ever threatened physical harm to you, and you said no, right?
Yes,
But you did. You threatened physical harm to him, didn't you?
as a joke. I think I did.
No, yes or no? Didn't you threaten him with physical harm? Yes or no?
I don't remember ever threatening Travis with physical harm, ever.
Okay, let's take a look at one of the exhibits that you entered, exhibit 443. Start at the top. He says to you, it gets old when you dramatize everything. You stress me out on a regular basis. You have 27 hours and you're moaning about not making PC. You shouldn't hang up on someone trying to help you. Now you are on your own. That's what it says, right?
Yes.
That is not a happy text message, is it?
No, it isn't.
That is not a joking text message, right?
Yes.
And then you say, nor should you have to. That's your response, right?
No, that's,
That's him coming, that's you.
nor should I have to. Yes.
Okay, if we're bringing up old text messages from the past, like, and I'm on trial, my text messages are automatically going to incriminate me. If that was mean, holy shit, I am a mean elf compared to that. I'm just saying.
And then he responds, and then you say after that, within seconds, I wanted to tell you something about the date. It's important and time is of the essence, right? That's what you
Yes.
tell him.
Yes.
He responds to you, too bad. You shouldn't have hung up on me, right?
Yes.
Still not a joking conversation, right?
Yes.
Still a fight or an argument by a text message, right?
Yes.
And then you say, it was for your own benefit, not mine. I only wanted to tell you because I care about you, right?
Yes.
Now the mood is changing. You only did this because you cared for him, right?
Yes.
And so hanging up on him is because you really love him, right?
I guess indirectly it could be that way.
Okay, so you show love by, in this circumstance, hanging up on him, right?
If I didn't love him, the swearing wouldn't hurt his dad, so I wouldn't hang up on him.
Yeah.
So yes.
You hung up on him, right?
Yes, I did.
And you hung up on him because you love him, right? That's what you're saying.
I'm saying in an indirect
Hold
way.
on,
it could be
guys.
construed that
So the
way.
answer is yes, correct?
That's not the direct reason.
But you hung up on him and you're saying that you hung up on him because you love him. Yes or no?
Put plainly like that, I would have to say no.
Okay. And then he says, whatever, Jodi, doesn't he?
Yes.
He's upset at that point, right?
He, I don't know.
You think he's happy there?
You actually caused a speculation.
Overruled, you may answer.
No, I don't think that.
Pardon?
I don't think that.
Well, the first text message was at 16:53, and we understand that that's 7 hours ahead. The text message where he says, whatever, Jodi, is 16:57. Do you see that?
Yes.
It's roughly about 4 minutes later, right?
Right.
And you told us that you guys were fighting in this conversation, right?
Yes, we were arguing.
Right, during these 4 minutes that it takes to text message back and forth, right? So it's not a joking conversation, right?
Not at this point.
No. And then you answer almost immediately, I'll whatever you in the nose, Travis.
Yes.
You think that's funny, right? That's a joke.
That was his joke that he used.
Pardon?
That was his joke.
You think
that he
that's
used
funny?
to
I'm
say.
asking you if you think that's funny. If that's a joke.
I was hoping he would think it's funny.
Man, I'm asking you if you think that's the joke.
The whatever you in the nose.
I'll whatever you in the nose, Travis, right?
Well, that was my goal. So at the time, yeah.
So you thought it was a joke, right?
Yeah.
Even though you're in the middle of a fight.
Yeah, I'm trying to diffuse his anger.
But that's not what it indicates there. Travis, I'm trying to diffuse the anger. I'm
Argumentative.
going to punch you in the nose.
She's already said what it indicates.
Overruled, you may answer.
Well, not if you know Travis. That
Yeah,
would be a
yes or
joke.
no?
You're wrong. So that
Well, all
would
right,
be
then let's take a look at the next message. It says, I was just trying to help you.
Whoa.
You've hung up on me several times before, even after I've asked you not to. It's reasonable that I shouldn't tolerate swearing. But again, I'm very sorry. Have a great day. You're still fighting in between there, aren't you?
No, I'm trying to ameliorate the situation.
Fight isn't over. That's why you're apologizing, right?
I guess.
So it's not a joke, right?
No, it was a joke.
So you say that you grabbed the gun from this area here, this is exhibit number 70, up at the top, without disturbing anything, right?
That's correct.
And so then, what do?
Right as I'm reaching for it or getting up on the shelf, he's opening the door, so I run out the other door. And he follows me and I turn and
Well,
point.
let me stop you there. What you're saying is that you're able to get the gun before he opens the door, right?
No, it's right, it's contemporaneous with that.
So he's opening the door and you're grabbing the gun,
Around that time, yes.
okay?
Right around the same moment.
So if you're down here toward the end here, which is near the door, you agree with me that the gun was near the door, right?
When I grabbed it, yes.
Pardon?
When I grabbed it, yes.
No, when it's kept up here. This is near the door area, isn't it?
Yes.
And you're saying that that's the time that he's opening the door to get into the closet, right?
As I'm going for it, yes.
Yes. So you have at least 11 and a half to 12 head start at that point, don't you?
Yes.
And with that head start, which is the length of the closet, by the time he's opening the door, if you chose to, you could have been up this door, couldn't you?
Yes.
You chose to escalate this, didn't you? Even though you had that 12-foot head start, didn't you?
No, I didn't choose to escalate it. I was trying to de-escalate it.
And you chose to de-escalate the situation by, according to you, getting a handgun, right?
Yes.
Just like in this situation here, in Exhibit 443, you tried to de-escalate the fight by telling him, "I'll whatever you in the nose, Travis," right?
Yes, except that was a joke.
Yes, yes or no?
Yes.
So then that you've now grabbed the gun, let's take a look at exhibit number 72. You see the closet door there?
Yes.
That's the one that you came out of, right?
Yes.
Where do you go?
Into the bathroom.
Pardon?
Into the bathroom.
This is the bathroom that we're looking at, right?
Yes.
And so you go in there, where do you stand?
In the center.
So this would be the center, right about here, right?
I don't know, it's a little farther than that.
So you're even further away than this picture shows into the bathroom, right?
I'm right about there.
And you run into the bathroom, don't you?
Yes.
You're in a hurry, right?
Yes.
You want to get away, right?
I want him to not get close to me.
Well, you want to get away. That's what's going on, right?
I want him to not get near me. That's what's going
Right.
on.
And so you're going quickly, aren't you?
Yes, it was frantic.
You're not going leisurely, right?
Definitely not.
And so when you get inside here, you run in here? Is that what you do?
I took a few steps and turned around.
All right. The few steps that you take, are they quick running steps or are they just leisurely steps?
They are quick steps.
Like running, right? Because you want to get away from the circumstance according to you, right?
Yes, but the floor was wet and it was kind of slippery.
But you have socks, right?
I don't remember.
Well, then let me help you refresh your recollection here. Take a look at exhibit 162. See that photograph there?
Yes.
You see that foot there? Right?
Not lie.
Yes.
That is your foot, right?
Yes.
There is some footwear on there, correct?
Yes.
That is a sock, right?
Yes.
Or are you saying it's a shoe? Which one is it?
It's a black sock.
So,
How can you guys
run in
see
here.
anything in that? I can't see anything in that photo.
and you say it's wet, right?
Yes.
But if anybody is more wet, it's him, right?
Yes.
Because if you're talking about slipping, he's the one that's more apt to slip because he's the one that's wet, correct?
Correct.
Not you, because you are not wet, right?
Yes, that's right.
And the socks provide better traction, don't they?
Yes.
And so what you do then is, according to you, is you then go in here and then you pivot, right? Or turn around.
Yes.
Right?
That's correct.
You run in here, you don't run that way. It's easier to go to the right, isn't it? Than it is to come to the center of the bathroom, isn't it?
I don't know. I wasn't thinking of left or right or forward or what. Just getting.
It's closer to go to the right down the hallway than it is to come into this area in the bathroom, isn't it?
I would say it's equal distance.
All right, so it's equal distance in this area that you go to. And then you turn around, right, which takes some time, right?
Yeah. Half a
It does
second.
take some time to pivot, doesn't it? You
Pivot.
have the gun. Which hand do you have the gun up in?
Both.
So you have it out like this with both hands outstretched,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
And so you have the gun outstretched, and he's still not there yet, right? He's still in the closet.
He's coming out the door as I turn.
So he's at the door now, right? How far away are you from the door?
I don't know. I'm somewhere in the middle of the bathroom.
You're in the middle of the bathroom, and he's standing at the door, right?
She's in the middle of the
He's not standing, he's
closet.
running toward me.
So he's running very fast, right?
Yes.
Almost without giving you a time to react, right? That's the way you describe it, right?
I don't know. He just was running at me as I turned around.
Right. And he was really close at the time you turned around, right?
Hi, Nancy.
I don't know. He was coming at me.
I understand he was coming at you. I'm talking about how close he was. He was close, right?
He was closer than I wanted him to be at that moment, but I don't know what you mean by
Well,
close.
how close is him being closer than you wanted him to be? How close is that?
I don't know. I just didn't want him.
I understand he didn't want to hear you, but how close is he to you? Was he as close as you in the court reporter?
Didn't they have sex this night? So the topic of being close, isn't that a little weird?
At one point, yes, but that distance was closed.
Okay, and that distance was close after, or the distance was close, and then you shot him though. In other words, you got closer before you shot him.
I think it was all simultaneous.
You think what?
It was all simultaneous.
You don't have any problem remembering this part of the event, do you?
Ooh.
When you break it down that much, yes.
I'm not, it's something that, according to you, you said on direct examination, I've never killed anyone before. You remember saying that?
Yes, I remember.
So it's kind of a highlight in your life, wouldn't you agree? Or a low light, however you want to look at it.
A defining moment.
Right. And as a defining moment, to use your term, it's something that'll stick with you, won't it?
Yes.
And so I'm asking about a defining moment in your life. How far away this individual was when you had the gun out? The gun that you brought from Wairika, didn't you?
Objection is characterized to testimony as a compound question.
Restate your question.
You brought the gun from Wairika, didn't you?
No.
So how far away was he?
He was running toward me, so the distance varied.
Well, he couldn't have been running towards you very long because if he's here in the breach of the door and you're right a little bit down here, that's within 4 feet, isn't it?
I guess. I don't know how long it was.
Well, then maybe if we take a look at the measurements here, it'll tell us a little bit, okay? You see that the door is 33 inches, right?
Yes.
And that's where he was standing, right?
He was never just standing. He was in motion.
That's where he went through in the breachway when you saw him coming at you, according to you, correct?
That's correct.
And the distance from here to here, and if you want, it's 36 inches. Do you see that?
No, where?
It's right here.
Okay.
So that's 3 feet, right?
Yes.
And if you just take that out and you stand right there, isn't that about where you told me you were? About 30 feet from the door?
No, I didn't say that. I was more in the center of the bathroom.
It was what?
In the center, more toward the center of the bathroom.
All right, if it was in the center, can you see how far this is here? Do you see
Yes.
that's a 6 or not?
That looks like a 6.
All right, so if we go 6 and 3 feet, that's 9 feet, right?
Yes, but that's not accurate.
So you're saying whoever measured this didn't measure this accurately?
No, not the
I think
measurements.
he was expecting
Where she
her.
was, he's talking apples and oranges.
Objection to the speaking condition nature of the objection.
It was the last
to-
minute stop.
Overrule the objection. You may restate your question.
The distance from here to here, you told us is 3 feet, right?
Yes.
The distance from here to there is about 9 feet, right?
Objection foundation, she just wrote on the deal, she didn't make these measurements.
Sustained.
All right, this says 6 feet, right?
Yes.
This says 36 inches, right?
Yes.
So that's 9 feet total, right?
Yes.
And you were standing, you said, about the middle of this room, right? Right about here. That's what you said, right?
A little more, right around there somewhere, yes.
Right about the middle. And if we take it across, that would be where the 6 was. You see that?
It looks about to scale. Yes.
Pardon?
It looks like it's to scale.
I'm gonna object to the accuracy of the measurements, Judge, in terms of where he's asking her, the measurement of where she was standing.
Approach, please.
So I think I answered my own question.
So annoying.
She originally was not going to stop and visit him that night. And then I think that's the lesson here.
According to you, goes off, right?
Important lesson.
Something like that. He lunged. He went to lunge as the gun was going off, and then he impacted.
So he's already moving sort of in the air towards you when the gun goes off, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, he was moving like for my waist.
And he comes towards you, right?
Yes.
And you keep saying like a linebacker. What does that mean?
Because linebackers kind of get down low and crouch, and then they attack or whatever they do, and that's kind of what it reminded me of. He didn't get down with his hand on the ground, but he got down low and he impacted my torso.
No, I'm not asking where he impacted your torso. I want to know how he was standing, such that you can define it as a linebacker stance.
Because it reminded me of a linebacker the way he.
I understand that it reminded you of that. What was he doing?
Yes.
When he lunged at me, he crouched like a linebacker kind of. That's why I say that, because that's what it reminded me of.
I understand that's what it reminded you of. How does a linebacker crouch, man? Explain that to me. You just keep defining that linebacker crouching by saying he crouches like a linebacker. How?
He got down kind of low.
Okay, does that mean that he was all the way down on the ground? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's almost like he dove, kind of like that.
So he dove at you and he's very close, correct?
Yeah, he was pretty close.
I hate
guess.
this
Too
guy.
close for my comfort.
And as he's diving towards you, that's when the gun goes up, right?
I think so, yes.
Well,
I don't
now
like
you're-
her.
It all happened so fast.
And you do have your hands outstretched, right?
Yes.
And from then on, you say that you don't remember anything, right?
No, I remember a little bit after that.
Well, okay. What happened to the gun?
It got knocked out of my hand.
How did it get knocked out of your hand then?
The impact
The impact from what?
from Travis hitting me.
So he actually fell on top. He was that close that he fell on top of you, right?
We both fell together, but he didn't fall on top of me. I was trying to prevent him from getting on top of me. He lunged at me and hit me and knocked the gun out of my hand, and we both fell backward toward the trash can.
I don't understand. You said that you're out here with the gun outstretched, right?
Yes,
And then he's lunging towards you, right?
that's correct.
And he's looking at you though, isn't he? When he's lunging.
I don't know where he's looking. I don't know where he was looking.
You can see his face, right?
I don't recall like looking in his eyes, seeing his face.
I'm not asking you if you're looking at his eyes. I'm asking you whether or not you could see his face.
So aggressive.
Not really. Like he was kind of like
Okay. So what you're saying then is that he is more like a bull rather than a linebacker because he's got his head down and he's charging like a bull with his head down. That's what you're saying, right?
not quite down like that, maybe in between. That would be accurate.
All right. So he's in between here. If he's got his head down, as you tell us that he does, and you say you can't see his face. That's what you say, right?
No, I just don't remember whether I noticed his face or not. He was just this ball of fury coming at me, and that's what I remember.
And you said you couldn't see his eyes. That's what you just said, right?
I don't remember seeing his eyes.
So that means you didn't see his eyes, right?
That doesn't mean that. It just means I don't remember looking into his eyes.
So if he's down in this position that you're talking about with his head down like that,
I think
how could he possibly know to come after you? If
Hey,
he's looking
Zach.
down? How's he going to do? Feel his way around? He has his head down. That's what you
Are
said.
you
right?
on Discord?
He was like I can just describe it as like a linebacker unless I get up and act it out, which I would like to not do if possible.
Then do it. Go ahead. Show us how he was standing immediately before, or how he was sitting or crouching immediately before this happened. You can do it just from there.
He,
No. Go ahead and do it. Just stand.
He's like, I'm a paraplegic. Don't you know this, Mr. Martinez? She's so full of it. They have to do stupid sidebars every stupid 3 to 4 minutes. Hold on. You're not wrong, Nancy. I have rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia, and motion is lotion.
Perfect. Also, the jury has left the courtroom. Please be seated.
If I
Counsel,
get
you
up
may
and move, I'd
approach.
feel better.
Mr. Martinez, you may proceed outside the presence of the jury.
Can you just step to the left and then come down here?
Come all the way around. You may.
Why is? Oh my God.
I don't want to fast forward. I want to see what happens. What are
Ladies and
they?
gentlemen, I'm going to ask that you leave the courtroom for a few minutes, approximately 5 minutes, and then we will call you back. I'm going to ask that the cameras stop recording at this time.
Fuck you.
I don't know why I was
Ooh, I could
cursing
do
at the computer.
stretches. I should probably have one of those things under my little desk thing where I like move my legs.
What do you need to do? Not talk. Show me. Show me the linebacker pose.
he got down and
Well, show me the linebacker pose. That's what I'm asking for
Get
you.
down and get
he
in
went like that and
position.
and grabbed my waist.
Just like that, right?
Pretty much.
And he grabbed your waist, right?
I can't say it's just like that. That's fine.
No, I want, without talking, just show me the pose.
He got down like that.
Like that. All right, go ahead and have a seat then. And ma'am, and you said that this happened right about here, correct?
I don't know, somewhere in the center of the bathroom.
Right. So how is it, ma'am, that if you are shooting him, and that's the first thing that happens, how is it then, ma'am, that the shell casing, Exhibit 111, then landed in blood?
I don't give a wet
It didn't have
patch
blood.
of piss.
You see Exhibit 111, right?
That's
Yes.
new.
That's the casing that was involved in this case, wasn't it?
Yes,
There was a casing that was ejected, wasn't it?
yes,
And when you say that this happened, there wasn't any blood on the floor, was it?
that's correct.
This was the first, if you will, blow, correct?
Yes,
And this is how the casing landed. You see it?
that's not how it landed from the low.
Ma'am, you do see the casing there, don't you?
Yes,
After it came at you, ma'am, and that happened, did you go down?
we both went down.
You went down on your back, right?
All the women are like,
Yes, I went on my back.
Did you strike your head?
I don't recall striking my head that time.
Okay, so the answer is no, you did not strike your head.
Probably should have said yes.
I don't know. I don't think I did, but I don't know.
And was he on top of you? How was it? How was it?
He landed to the side of me and was grabbing at my clothes.
Okay, so he landed
Where
to
were
which
the
side of you, the right or the left?
The right.
And so he landed to the right side, and now he's got this gunshot where?
I didn't know he had a gunshot.
I'm not asking you if you knew he had a gunshot. We know he did. I'm asking you, he's got this gunshot, and what's he doing?
He's very pissed off and he's trying to grab me.
And he's speaking to you, right?
He was screaming obscenities at me.
What's he saying to you after he was shot? Tell me what he was saying.
I don't remember the words.
Can't remember a single word that he screamed at you afterwards?
No, I don't.
And he's screaming this loudly. Screaming implies that he's doing it loudly, correct?
Yes.
And so he is to your left or to your right? You're facing up. So is he to your left or right?
My right.
That means he's toward the tub, correct?
He would be on that side, but not near the tub, I don't think.
But it would be on that side, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you're saying he wasn't bleeding at that time?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, well, I don't know. You haven't asked me anything about that.
Pardon?
I don't think you've asked me anything about
I'm
that.
asking you right now, are you saying that he wasn't bleeding?
No, I'm not saying that.
So he was bleeding at the time, right?
I don't remember seeing any blood at that moment.
So when he's down there, you don't see any blood, right?
No,
So that, for example, at that point, there can be no blood in the bathroom. We can agree on that, right?
no, I don't agree with that.
There was blood somewhere in the bathroom immediately after you shot him, other than around him?
I don't know.
Well, you were there, right?
Yes,
You said that you ran in this direction, right?
yes.
When he was chasing you, did you happen to see the blood over here on the left side when you were running in that direction?
There was no blood there when I was running in that direction.
And was there
Hey guys, if you're new here, thanks for joining. Please make sure to hit the thumbs up button. That helps the algorithm, and by proxy, it helps me. Thank you.
any blood down here when you ran there the first time?
No,
How about any blood right here where it says number 5? What's right here?
no.
Hi, if you just received a membership from Maybe Not, make sure to give her a thank you or a W in the chat. I so greatly appreciate that. Maybe you are such a great supporter of the channel and the stream. So everyone say thank you, Maybe, and feel free to follow suit if you are in the giving mood.
So there was no blood when you shot him then, right?
Not at the moment the gun went off.
How about immediately after he was struck? Was there any blood?
I don't remember.
Weren't you looking at him or anything?
I wasn't like examining him or looking.
But you
No.
weren't looking at him?
Right after the gun went off.
Yes, right after the gun went off.
I think I closed my eyes really tight. I
Well-
don't remember seeing him. I just remember getting hit really hard and we fell.
So you remember going down and you don't remember looking at his face or anything like that, right?
Not at that point.
Well, aren't you, according to you don't know if he's been shot. Isn't he still a threat?
Definitely.
Right, and you're not trying to get away at that point, right?
I was.
Well, no, you said you had your eyes closed and you were just laying there. Didn't you just say that?
No, I closed my eyes, I think, as the gun began to go off.
All right, you opened them up at some point, right?
Yes,
Did you open them up when he was lying right next to you on your right-hand side?
I believe I did.
And so then you see him bleeding, right?
I didn't look at him.
So you never looked at him, but he's cursing at you though, right?
Yes.
He's cursing at you just like he was before, right?
Maybe not the same words, but he was cursing at me.
He was cursing at you, which you say precipitated this killing, right?
Yeah,
And so then you say that you're down on the ground and he's still cursing, whatever the words may be, right?
yes.
And you're not looking at him now, right?
No,
You're not rolling away from him now, right?
I'm attempting to get away at this point.
With your eyes closed, right?
No,
Your eyes are open now, right?
I believe they are open, yeah.
And you're not looking at the source of the danger then?
No,
You're not?
no.
Why not? If you were looking at him before, and this is the reason that this person you claim may want to be threatening you, why don't you look at it, whatever the source is, so that you can try and get away again?
I don't need to because I already know what he's doing at that point.
You think he's what?
I didn't need to because I already knew what he was doing at that point.
You already knew what he was doing at that point.
Yes,
You knew he was cursing, right?
yes,
You knew he was right next to you, right?
Hold on.
You knew he was grabbing at you, right?
yes.
And so you just got your eyes closed.
He already does talk fast, and so does she. So I actually slowed it down from what it was before, because when it was her defense attorney questioning her, you would never think that it was on 2 times speed. He talks so damn slow. And this
That's
lasted
me.
75 days, this trial. I don't know about you guys, but I got places to be and people to see. So I ain't got time for a 75-day trial. We're starting a new one in January. So plus I live my life on 1.5 times speed.
This is a trial that I covered. Well, I mean, you guys know Jodi Arias, but I covered it back in November. And since Kouri Richins starts on Monday, it's kind of been a weird week of what to cover because I didn't want to commit to a really long trial and come in late for the Kouri Richins trial. But we're just kind of like reviewing the best moments from this because Jodi was when I really started, my channel started to grow. So hopefully you guys are digging it. If not, you know, no sweat. But it'll be a shorter stream too, because Fridays are always very slow days. But thank you for being here, and please make sure to hit the thumbs up.
Listen, you don't even know where you're gonna go.
I believe I said my eyes weren't closed at this point.
Okay, so your eyes are closed for how long?
I don't know. I just blinked hard, I guess. I don't know.
So then you do open your eyes, right?
Yes.
Then do you see blood?
I don't remember seeing blood.
So you don't even see blood at that point, then, right?
No.
And he's still not dead, right?
Definitely not. He's very angry.
He's very angry, and this is seconds afterwards, right?
Yes.
Is he on all fours now?
He's on the side of me, grabbing at my clothes and grabbing at me.
So he's on your right side grabbing at you, right?
Yes.
Is he punching at you?
No.
Is he hitting you?
No.
Is he doing anything else?
He's just trying to, it seemed like he's trying to get control of me, and I was trying to push him away to get up.
Throughout this whole thing where you are having this confrontation to him, you ever tell him to stop? You ever tell him to do anything?
I think I screamed stop when I pointed the gun at him.
And when he's next to you on the right-hand side, did you say anything to him?
Thank you, Carrie.
I don't remember.
All right, Lefty. Oh,
Are you
that's
saying that you're having a hard time remembering things that are happening now that you shot him?
Yes.
So it appears then that your memory becomes faulty immediately upon you shooting him.
Yeah, things get very foggy from there.
That immediately the
I'm
shot
just more tan
takes
now.
him down and it creates a fog for you. Is that what you're saying?
It begins to create a fog.
So, but you weren't struck by the shot, were you?
No.
In fact, you don't have really any injuries as a result of killing him, do you? Other than the one to your left ring finger, correct?
That's the only visible injury.
Pardon?
That's the only visible injury.
I'm talking about visible injuries, right? That's the only visible injury that you have, the one to your left ring finger. Even though, according to you, he slammed you down, right, when he got out of the shower, and then he slammed you down again when he was coming at you and you had to pull the gun, according to you, right?
Yes,
And he's also grabbing at you while you're down on the ground, and he's not being gentle about it, right?
that's correct.
No bruising, no anything other than just the thing to the injury to the left ring finger, right?
I don't know if my skull was bruised.
Pardon?
I don't know if my skull was bruised.
Aside from that, do you get medical care for that?
No.
Do you seek medical care for your finger?
she's in fucking jail. Why
no,
would
not,
she?
not professional medical care.
Well, you do have an injury to that
Tell us
left
how
ring
you
finger, don't
really think, Lacey.
Yes.
And so when you arrive out in Western Utah and you see Mr. Burns, you did have an injury to your left finger.
We're
Correct.
talking about two different injuries. No.
Well, ma'am, you just told me when we were talking about this killing that, yes, you injured your left ring finger. Do you remember just telling me that just now, no more than 2 minutes ago?
Yes, I was referring to this injury.
Ma'am, were we really talking about this particular injury at that time?
I didn't know. You were just talking
no,
about
you don't know we
injury.
were talking about the killing, ma'am?
Oh my
You
goodness.
talked about injuries to my left
Ma'am.
finger.
What have we been talking about the whole afternoon?
Objection, argumentative.
June 4th.
Pardon?
June 4th.
Right, we haven't mentioned any other date, right?
Not to my recollection.
You've been here throughout these proceedings and you've been answering or you've been asked questions, right?
Yes.
And as we were talking about it just now, I asked you, isn't it true that the only injury as a result of this incident was this injury to your left ring finger? And you said,
Thank you,
yes, you remember saying
Kelsey,
that?
for the happy.
I might have, but that's not what I meant.
Well, ma'am, you did say it, didn't you?
I don't know.
And in fact, I followed it up by saying, and you didn't seek medical care. Do you remember me asking that?
I thought you meant about me.
No, do you remember me asking you that?
Yes. I
And do you remember that you said,
You guys
not
hit the
professional
thumbs
medical
up,
care? Do you remember that?
I was referring to the splint Travis made for my finger.
I know that that's what you're telling me now, but the line of questioning before involved the shooting. That's what we were talking about, right?
Yes, but then you
And
mentioned my
Mr.
left finger.
Mr. Alexander was dead after that, wasn't he?
Well, not immediately after that.
No, he grabbed the knife that you stabbed him with, right? So he wasn't dead immediately after that, right?
Objection, also speculation. She said she hasn't remembered.
Restate your question.
And we're talking about Mr. Alexander, an individual that you just shot, right? So it's not like we're talking about him providing any medical care for you, are we?
That's right.
You're the person who has come in here, at least we know that you've indicated that you did kill Mr. Alexander, correct?
Yes.
The only incident where this could have happened was on June 4th of 2008, right?
Yes.
So this issue of him providing a splint or splinting your finger really doesn't have anything to do with June 4th of 2008, does it?
No.
And you did say that the only injury you received was to your left ring finger on June 4th of 2008, right?
I didn't say that.
Well, yes, you did. And in fact,
No, I
you
didn't.
used the word visible injuries. Do you remember using that term?
Yes, I do.
Objection, argumentative. She said
Yeah.
that's not what she said.
And do you remember that you also indicated, well, I may have had some injuries to my head, right?
Yes.
Those were the only injuries that you sustained on June 4th of 2008. And you remember I asked you about that and you said yes.
That's not how I understood your question.
So then he's down, man. and he's to your right, what happens then?
I break away from him and he screams out, "Fucking kill you, bitch."
So then, even though you've already shot him, he's been grabbing at you, he does say, "I'll fucking kill you, bitch," right?
I don't think he said "I'll." I just remember that those words are in my head. He may have said
Oh
that
my
maybe.
God,
Okay, what are the words?
Jodi.
Let's hear the words one more time so we can get through it.
I heard him say, "Fucking kill you, bitch."
Aren't these the same words that you indicated that you heard when he was doing his pirouette outside of the shower? Fucking kill you, bitch.
You're
Aren't
a
they the same words?
what?
I don't think they were the same.
Oh,
He
I
was still
thought that's
screaming
the
at me.
Frenchie.
So then just so that we're clear, what did he say as he's getting out of the shower?
As he's getting out of the shower, he called me a fucking idiot and
see
said, "A
it?
fucking 5-year-old can hold a camera better than you."
But then when he's down after being shot, he says, "Fucking kill you, bitch," right?
After I broke away from him, right after he screamed that out.
There she
and
is.
grabbed me.
He's trying to grab you,
Left.
and he's still on the floor, but you're able to get away, right?
Yes.
I thought you said that he was this really,
Sorry.
remember when you had the conversation with Detective Flores, and you told him, well, he's a really strong guy, he's a wrestler in high school. Do you remember saying that?
Yes.
You're saying that you're able to get away from this man who's a wrestler in high school, who's very strong on the ground. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes.
And then what do you do?
Hi, Mitchell.
I don't really remember. I just remember. I don't remember anything at that point, so I would be speculating.
So you don't remember a single solitary thing after that, right?
Okay, that is the Frenchie that I was telling you guys about, that my mom went over to get something from that neighbor the other day, and she was using a walker, and she had said to my mom, like, Tinkerbell would love a walk if you ever want to give her one. And I guess someone's at our house now because Tinkerbell's going on a walk. And I've felt such immense guilt this week about not taking Tinkerbell on a walk. And so now I'm like, I swear to God, it is like really haunted me this week about not walking someone else's dog, an elderly lady's dog. But I guess Tinkerbell's a 13-year-old Frenchie. So anyways, we'll be back to this.
There are a few little pieces that have come back since, but not immediately after. I don't remember.
Okay, what is it that, the pieces that have come back? Tell me what you remember about this, whatever pieces you remember.
At one point, I remember dropping the knife and screaming.
But that's something that's come to you since, right?
Since, yes.
You don't
it came to me
remember that.
more
All right, what else?
recently. The others are more vague, so I'm not sure.
If they're vague, then we don't want to hear them.
Yeah.
Where were you standing when you have this recollection of dropping the knife and screaming?
I don't remember the exact position, but I was in the bathroom because it hit the tile.
And that's all that you remember with regard to this particular event, correct?
From that point to that point, yes.
Judge Hager, coach?
Maybe I was actually supposed to leave in 2 hours to go see my dad.
That's depressing. Hold on. My trip got canceled and I had been crying all afternoon. So rather not listen to that again.
Nobody else
I'm
was
already
involved, right?
getting emotional.
That's correct.
And in terms of we don't need any more than fingerprint evidence that we have. You're not disputing that fingerprint
Adrenaline is
evidence
all
indicates you were there,
the
right?
That's right.
Same thing with the DNA evidence. It was you that was there, right?
Yes.
Ma'am, after this shot rang out, you said that you went into a fog, right?
Yes, things get foggy after that point.
So with regard to the camera, can you tell us what happened to the camera?
I don't remember what I did with the camera.
You acknowledge, though, that immediately prior to what you described as the killing, the camera was right here in this area next to the tub, correct?
That's the last place I saw it rolling. I don't know if it got kicked around or what. I don't know.
But you acknowledge, though, that, if you look at exhibit 162. First, let's look at the date and time. You acknowledge that this says it was taken on June 4th, 2008 at 5:32:16, correct?
Yes.
What time was your understanding that the roommates got home?
I didn't know.
So did you even know if they were there?
I don't remember if they were there or not at that time.
Well, do you remember that one of the things that you told us on the examination was that when there were roommates, the two of you had to be careful in your
Yes.
sexual trysts,
Proclivities?
so that as not to not awaken, but let the others know what was going on. Do you remember telling us that?
That's correct.
So if this was
don't
going on
believe
that day, it would be fair to say, based on what you believe, that they were not home, right?
This part of the day?
Yes, this part.
No, I don't think that would have made a difference.
What I'm saying, though, is when this happened, you believe that there were no roommates there, correct?
I don't know what time they got home. I don't know.
And you
Ma'am, you
wearing
fucking shot him.
socks, right?
Yes,
And there is, appears to be a zipper on that foot, correct?
yes,
Wait,
If we look
Go
at this
back.
further,
I
to
don't see
orient
it.
ourselves, this is Mr. Alexander's head, correct?
yes,
where?
Blood right there, right?
yes,
And that's his foot, correct?
yes.
And given the
How?
way that the lights are in this particular photograph, the bathroom is in this direction, correct?
Yes.
I don't see
And you
it.
would agree with me that if the camera, exhibit 249, was last seen here, you see that?
Yes.
And things happen the way you say they happened, we now have this photograph that you were the one that moved that camera, right?
Okay, I see a foot.
It could have been us both. I don't know. Remember moving it?
Well, based on what you tell us, there's this gunshot that rings out, right?
Yes.
And then you don't remember anything, right?
I didn't say that. I said it got foggy after that point. The point where I can't remember anything is after he said, after he threatened my life.
What's that?
After he threatened my life.
Well, what is it they said?
Fucking kill you, bitch.
So after that, after fucking kill you, bitch, you don't remember anything else, right?
No. Not except the one thing that I described.
Right. But you do remember, though, that as you ran down this hallway, you were not carrying the camera with you, right?
No, not the first time I ran down the
No,
hallway.
of course not. You were concerned for your life, you told us, right?
Yes.
And you told us that the camera landed next to the tub, right?
Here's Tink.
Yes.
And so if this photograph was snapped at the time that we've agreed that it's snapped, and the camera, the last time you see it, is next to the tub, and then you describe what happens, that Mr. Alexander is down next to the tub, then it was you that moved that camera, right?
The thing.
With regard to Mr. Alexander, ma'am, the last memory that you have of him is that he was down on the ground, correct?
Yes.
And the last memory that you have of him is after you shot him, right?
Yes.
You never saw him walking around, did you?
No, I didn't.
And so if you did, assuming he didn't get up and walk around, and assuming you did shoot him, and assuming that the camera is where you told us that it was, then this camera, to take this photograph, had to be moved, right?
Yeah, it had to be moved.
And you would acknowledge that you did the movie, right?
Objection. That was a great question. She said over and over again, she doesn't remember.
Overruled to the answer.
Only under that theory. That would be right.
Well, you see him right there, ma'am, Mr. Alexander?
Yes.
No, take a look at
I've
it.
already seen it.
All right?
I
Are you
don't
saying
get
that in
it.
the condition that Mr. Alexander is in exhibit number 162, you were there, it's your opinion that he, in that condition, could move the camera?
I'm not saying that.
So
Every
you did move the
freaking
camera, right?
time.
Again, objection. Argumentative. She's already said she doesn't know what happened afterwards.
Overruled.
I don't know.
And that camera ended up, as we now know, in a washing machine, right? You know that, right?
Yes.
You have this horrible incident that happens upstairs, and the camera's being used to photograph Mr. Alexander, right?
In the shower, yes.
Right. And then the camera's dropped, and then we see the photograph here. You would acknowledge then, ma'am, that under those facts, it was you who put that camera in the washing machine.
Yes.
Because
Yes. I don't remember, but that would be logical.
Sure, because Mr. Alexander never left the upstairs bathroom, right?
I think that's right.
And you would acknowledge, ma'am, that if you did that, it would be an indication from you, at least you're saying that you're in a fog and that you don't remember, but it would be certainly an indication of your mental state back then that you picked up that camera and put it in the washing machine, wouldn't it?
Yes.
And it would be an indication, ma'am, that you knew what happened.
Yes, I guess.
And
I
it would
don't know
also,
why it went in the washing machine.
and ma'am, we know that this photograph was deleted from the camera.
I once put my phone in the washing machine.
I
I
did.
mean, like when you're in a rush, now granted, mine wasn't like covering up a murder, far from it. I was just trying to be good and like clean up the house. Never do that again.
I broke up with him.
I put in the bed sheets and my phone was in the bed sheets and I threw it in the washer and shit happens, right?
Correct?
Correct.
We know that he's dead after this, right?
I used to curse a lot.
After this, yes.
And we know, as you just told us, that there was nobody else there,
I
no
put my
roommates were there,
bag
right?
on time.
So if he's dead, no roommates are there, this photograph is snapped, and it's deleted, you're the one that deleted it, aren't you?
That would make sense. I don't remember deleting it.
I'm not asking you if you remember now. I'm not asking that at all. I'm asking you, given the circumstances that we have here, you're the one that deleted it, right?
I would have to say yes.
And in fact, deleting something is not a once, giving you expertise in cameras and photography, deleting something is not a one-step process, right?
That's correct.
And you were not familiar with this camera, were you?
Not prior to June 4th. Correct.
And so what this required you to do is,
Wow.
and I understand that you're going to say that you don't remember, I'm not asking that, but wouldn't you acknowledge then that it took some mechanical movement and thinking, and mechanical movement, I mean fingers, and some thought process on your part in order to delete these images, right?
I would agree with that.
And you would agree that the deleting these items from the camera was not in any way necessary for you to do prior to leaving Mr. Alexander's home.
I don't understand what you mean.
Well, there is nothing, you acknowledge that there is nothing that was pressing about or threatening about the camera that required you to delete these images, right?
Wow. I don't know what you mean by
Well,
threatening.
In order for you to delete them, ma'am, you have to view them, don't you?
Yes.
Clearly having a bad
If you
hair
view
day.
them, then the decision is made. And I know you're gonna say I don't remember. Did you acknowledge then that a decision is made by you to delete this photograph, right?
There must have been, yes.
And you would agree then that if the police don't find this photograph, that would be beneficial to you, wouldn't it? In terms of your culpability involving Mr. Alexander's death,
I would not agree with that.
okay? Exhibit number 160, so you think this helps you in your
I
case?
don't agree with that either.
163. There are that's the floorboard, would you agree?
Yes.
And this is the hallway that you claim that you ran down, correct?
Yes, that's the one.
And that would mean that this up here would be Mr. Alexander, correct?
Yes.
And that reddish substance would be blood, right?
Yes.
And again, if we apply the same analysis that we did before, you would acknowledge that the person who deleted this photograph was you.
Yeah, I guess.
There were other things that were done to the scene. Let's take a look at exhibit number 67, followed by exhibit 68. You see 67?
Yes.
There is blood there, isn't there, ma'am?
Yes.
That's not your blood, right?
I don't think my blood is there.
That would be Mr. Alexander's blood, right?
Past Lacey
And you
was
agree that
having hair
to the
issues.
right of that, it appears that there is a more, if you will, different pattern. In other words, the pattern on the right is not as dark as the one on the left, right?
Yes.
And ma'am, you would agree that if you had socks on, and which we know that you did, and you were walking through blood, that this would be the kind of pattern that your socks would leave, right?
I don't know.
She was wearing socks at that time.
I'm not sure.
Take a look at exhibit 130.
Did it curl? Little.
Do you see that?
My
Yes.
first time.
Would you agree then that we've seen the
Oh,
photograph,
yes.
and that's exhibit number 162. And if we look at, this is exhibit 162.
I'm never fast
Yes.
enough.
And you told us that to this end over here is the bathroom. Over here, do you see that?
Yes.
Still
And if we
don't
look
see
at
it.
this exhibit, which is 130, you would agree that the bathroom is in this direction, correct?
Yes.
So that if his foot that we were looking at would be right about where my pen is, or right in front of that door, right?
Yes.
And the door that's behind it is the door that you claim was the door that he was banging his head on back on August 7th of 2000, I'm sorry, in August of 2007, right?
Yes.
And you would agree, ma'am, that if this is the pattern that we have here, and his head is in this direction, as we see it in the picture, then because of the weight of blood is flowing down, this is where his head was resting, right here.
I don't know, I guess.
Jeez, Lacey.
He would
hitting
not
the
be the person that would
microphone.
be leaving these marks here to the right, would he? Because he wasn't standing, was he?
Objection. She's already said she has no memory. It would call for speculation.
Stand.
162, is he standing there, ma'am?
No.
Would you acknowledge that based on everything that you know, he's not gonna stand after that?
Objection. Call for speculation.
I would be very inclined to agree with that.
Hi, Nicole. How are you?
Sorry, I keep
What
hitting my
is
microphone. This is difficult to do with this kind of
You told us, ma'am, that
device.
there was just this shooting when he was coming at you from the bathroom, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry, from the closet, my mistake.
Yes.
And that as he came at you, then he showed his
Back in the
pose,
closet.
and then according to you, the shooting happened, right?
Yes.
You would agree then that the shooting where it occurred is not near what is pictured in exhibit 98, correct?
Yes.
You weren't bleeding, even though you said that you had an injury to your left ring finger, you weren't bleeding that profusely to put all this blood here, right?
Well, my left ring finger wasn't bleeding at all, so
So the answer is no.
that's
Oh,
correct.
shit.
That is not your blood, right?
No, I don't think it is.
And again, based on what we know, what you know about this case, and based on the fact that you acknowledge you've done the shooting and acknowledging that that was your foot in this photograph, you would have to agree that a person would have to be standing, or Mr. Alexander would have to be standing for that blood to be placed there, right?
I would think. Yes, I would think that.
Ma'am, one of the things that happened, or that was found on the body, was a glass. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Right.
Now, before the murder, there was no glass up in the bathroom, right?
There was, it was under the sink.
It was under the sink then, right?
Yes.
So then you would agree that if it was under the sink before the murder, and it was found on top of him after the murder, you would agree that you were the person, you would acknowledge that you were the person that went underneath the sink, got the glass, correct?
I would acknowledge that.
And you would acknowledge that you used that glass to try to clean up or throw it on the floor of that bathroom.
I don't know what I did with it.
If there were lots of water in the bathroom after the killing, for example, if you take a look at exhibit number 118, you see that? Watermarks here?
Yes.
That's weird.
You would acknowledge that these watermarks in red colored blood, or what appears to be blood, you would acknowledge that you're the person that created those marks, correct?
Yes.
And you would also acknowledge, ma'am, that these reddish spots here are Mr. Alexander's blood, right?
Yes.
Which would indicate that he was in that area bleeding, correct?
Yes.
And exhibit 125 shows us the relationship between the closet to the right, correct?
Yes.
The closet to the left, correct?
Yes.
And the end of the hallway into the bedroom, right?
Yes.
And
Jeez.
now you would agree, if we've now seen that there was
Big room.
staining 128 here, do you see that? And it's concentrated there, you see that?
Yes.
And we've heard that it was nowhere else in the top floor in that bedroom. And we also know that you were the only one walking around in 162 wearing socks. You see that?
Yes.
You would acknowledge, ma'am, that prior to walking out from here and leaving, you would acknowledge that you took those socks off, correct?
I don't know.
Well, you would acknowledge that there is no blood anywhere else other than in this area here. Do you see that?
Yes.
So you would acknowledge that if you did have blood on your socks and there was water on the floor and you were walking in it, you would acknowledge that there may be, based on whatever experience you have, there may be other blood throughout wherever it was.
Hey guys, if you could take a second and please make sure that you've hit the thumbs up button, it helps the algorithm and helps the stream. Thank you.
That you said.
Objection, it calls for speculation.
Overruled, 2 minutes.
It's
Can you
just so
please-
weird. Hold
You would
on.
acknowledge that you took your socks off before you walked into the bedroom.
I don't know.
Because you knew. I'm not saying that you remember it, because you knew that they had blood on them and you didn't want to get the rest of the bedroom dirty.
Objection, it calls for speculation. She said she doesn't remember even removing her socks.
Sustained.
Man, you did leave the house though, didn't you?
Yes.
You would acknowledge that you left, right?
Yes.
And you would acknowledge that there is no record anywhere in Arizona of you ever being in Arizona other than this killing, right?
No, I disagree with that.
Well, are there receipts, for example, from the places that you filled up with gas?
Hello, the 217 of you here. Welcome. I hope you are enjoying the trial. If you could please like this stream and make sure to subscribe to the channel, I would love to have you. Welcome.
At one time there would have been surveillance video, but no.
You think there was surveillance video, okay? Isn't it true, man, that as you drove out of Arizona, one of the things that you did was that you used the gasoline in those 3 cans to fill up, to put in your car?
Objection, Mr. Carson, testimony, she said she had 2 cans.
Overruled.
Will you repeat that? I'm sorry.
You would acknowledge, ma'am, that in Arizona, you filled up the car from the 3 gas cans that were in your possession, filled with gas.
I didn't have 3 gas cans in my possession.
Ma'am, do you remember in Pasadena that there were 3 separate transactions? Do you remember that?
Yes.
There was one at the pump. Do you remember that?
Yes.
There was also one inside the store, if you will. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
For approximately 10 gallons. You remember that, right?
Yes.
And then there was another transaction inside the store. You acknowledge that, right?
Yeah, that was a 2 gallons or something.
Right, 2.7 gallons, right?
Yes.
There were 3 transactions in Pasadena, correct?
Yes,
You acknowledge that there are 2 gas cans that Mr. Brewer gave you, correct?
yes,
And you acknowledge that you bought 1 gas can from Walmart, right?
yes,
I understand that you say that you returned it, but you did at least at some point, you acknowledge have 3 gas cans, right?
yes, in Salinas I did.
Pardon?
In Salinas I did.
And so the gas that you had in those gas cans, you placed in your car in Arizona, right?
No, I didn't need to do that.
Well, ma'am, do you remember that you told us on direct examination that the next time that you could remember anything was when you were way out in the middle of the desert?
That's correct.
And do you remember the testimony of Detective Larry Gladish, who indicated that the phone call to Mr. Alexander's telephone was 57 miles north of Kingman? Do you remember that?
No, but okay, I'll assume he said that.
But you do remember that you testified that you were out in the middle of the desert, right?
Yes,
And do you remember that you said that you stopped, right?
yes,
And do you remember that you said, well, I got rid of the gun, right?
yes,
So you would acknowledge then that even though immediately after this killing happened, you say you went into a fog. Do you remember saying that?
it was in fog, yes,
You were in a fog, right? And one of the things that we know from your own admission was that there was a gun that was involved, right?
yes,
That's what you used to shooting, right?
yes,
And so this gun, you tell us, you took it out to the
Tell
desert,
us.
didn't you?
yes,
You were the one that removed it from the house, right?
yes,
If you didn't know what was going on, if you were in a fog, ma'am, which means that you don't know the status of your current events or the status of what's going on, would you agree that there would be no need to take the gun if you were unaware of your status?
I would not agree with that.
Even though you're in a fog, there's a decision, a knowing decision, a voluntary movement that is made to take the gun on your part, right?
I think you're getting fog confused. My memory was in a fog. I don't remember what happened after those things.
I'm not asking you if you remember that, please. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking whether you acknowledge that you removed the gun from the crime scene.
Yes,
And you do acknowledge that if you're in a fog about everything, not just certain specific things, right?
I don't know.
Well, it's your fog.
It's your fog. Do what you want
Yes,
with it.
What is it?
It's your fog, isn't it?
Yes,
And with regard to this particular fog that you are in,
I didn't know I said that.
why would you even think of taking the gun unless you really knew what was going on?
I could only speculate because I don't remember.
If you were in a fog and you didn't know what you were doing, why take the gun, man?
Yeah, he keeps
I don't
asking the same
remember.
question.
Taking the gun, I remember throwing the gun.
All right, throwing the gun. If you remember
Okay.
throwing the gun, you remembered where the gun came from, don't you?
I recognized it as Travis's gun, yes.
I know you say that it's Travis's gun, but shortly before embarking on this trip to Mesa, Arizona, on May 28th of 2008, your grandfather had a 25 caliber gun taken during a burglary, right?
Yes,
And you knew about that, right?
I found out after I got back into town.
The answer is yes, you did know, didn't you?
Yes, afterward.
You did know on May 28th of 2008 that there was a burglary at your grandfather's house, correct?
Yes,
And you're telling us that on June 4th, or after the murder, you stop at the side of the road, right?
yes,
And according to you, you have one of the implements that was used to kill Mr. Alexander, correct?
yes.
If you didn't think that you had done anything wrong, and you were in this fog that you weren't thinking, why get rid of it? Why get rid of it?
I never said I didn't think didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, so you acknowledge then that you believe that you did something wrong with regard to Mr. Alexander then, right?
And you
I
ran
believe
away.
that something
Yes or
very
no?
bad had
Yes
happened.
or no, ma'am?
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
How did you word that again?
Do you believe that you did something wrong with regard to Mr. Alexander?
Yes,
And that belief that you had was with you on the side of the road to the point that you got rid of the gun, right?
This is why you don't testify. This is bad. This is what happens when you don't listen to your attorney. Can't walk this back.
well, I just threw it, so yeah,
You did get rid of the gun, right?
yes,
And this knowing that you had done something wrong was preceded by your removing the gun from the crime scene, right?
yes,
So you would agree then that at the crime scene, you knew that what you had done was wrong, correct?
I would say that would be accurate, but I don't remember.
And you were trying to alter the crime scene, weren't you?
It appears that way.
Well, no, based on what you know,
It appears
there was an
that
altering of
way.
the crime scene, wasn't
Oh
there?
my god.
Yes,
The gun was taken, right?
Get out of here.
yes,
And we know that you took it, right?
yes,
We also know that there was no knife that was found up in the bathroom area, right?
Yes.
So we know that you took it, right?
I don't remember having the knife at all afterwards.
But there was no knife up there, right?
No, I haven't heard any testimony about that.
She
You
put it in
acknowledge
the
that
dishwasher.
Exhibit 193,
Oh,
that Mr. Alexander was stabbed. You would acknowledge that, right?
Yes.
And you would acknowledge that that stabbing was with a knife, right?
Yes.
And according to your version of events, you would acknowledge that that stabbing was after the shooting, according to you, right?
I don't, yes, I don't remember.
I'm not asking you if you remember that. I'm asking if you acknowledge that it would be you that did it, correct?
why is she crying?
Yes.
Bye,
you would
Nancy.
acknowledge
See you
that?
soon.
A lot of the stab wounds, if
Sorry.
you want, we can count them together, including the ones to the head or to the back of the head and to the back of the torso, correct?
Okay.
No,
I'll
I don't-
count them. I don't know. I'll just take your word for it.
Would you like to take a look at the photograph?
No.
So if he is being stabbed in the back, would you acknowledge at that point that he's no threat to you, right?
Objection calls for speculation.
Oh. I don't know.
Well, if he's already been shot, according to you, and he's facing away from you, how could he possibly be any threat to you?
Girl, get yourself together.
I could only guess. I don't know what you're asking me.
Well, with regard to you were here when the medical examiner testified about the wound to the throat. Do you remember that?
Yes.
With regard to that wound, ma'am, you would acknowledge that that was, in terms of the stab wounds, you would acknowledge that that was the last wound in the sequence of events.
She doesn't remember. She acknowledged the sequence of the stabs. She doesn't know what doesn't have any memory of it.
That wasn't the question. Overruled. You may answer the question.
Are you talking about his testimony?
People, hey,
Yes.
I disagree with the
Like-
sequence of events.
subscribe.
Would you agree that you're the person who actually slit Mr. Alexander's throat from ear to ear?
Yes.
Jeez.
Would you also agree that you're the individual that stabbed him in the upper torso?
Yes.
And you're doing all of this according to your version of events. You're doing this as an individual after you have already shot him, right?
If you guys aren't in the chat, what are you even doing?
Yes.
Correct?
I believe so.
Well, no. Do you remember previously talking to us about how he was coming at you and he's this horrible man with his mean face? Do you remember telling me that?
Yes. I didn't say he was horrible.
Okay. Thank you for correcting me, but do you remember telling us that he was a mean man?
Thank you for
Not
correcting
today.
me.
Well, previously you did say that he was a mean man, correct?
I think I did. Yes.
And on this particular occasion, you told us that he was cursing at you, right?
Yes.
And that he threw you down, right?
Oh shit.
Yes.
And he chased you down, right?
Yes.
And this is the individual that you shot first, right?
I didn't know if I shot him. I just figured that went off.
The gun went off, right? You can at least acknowledge that.
Yes.
That's something that you did here, correct?
Yes.
Now, one of the things that we also know is that there was this rope that was involved earlier in the evening or in the day at 1 o'clock. Do you remember telling us about that about 1:30?
A what?
Yes.
And it involved this sexual interlude with you and Mr. Alexander, right?
Interlude.
And you told us that it went behind the headboard.
Yes.
The police did not find a rope there, correct?
Yes.
Long day.
You took that rope, didn't you?
Yes.
Why would you take that rope, man, if you were in the fog?
I don't know. I don't remember taking it.
The rope, according to you, didn't have anything to do with the killing, did it?
No, not that I remember.
Well, but you acknowledge that there was this rope that was taken, right?
Yes.
Don't you also acknowledge that you were the one that threw it away?
Yes.
So then you would acknowledge
Hi
that you're the person
Nancy.
that took
See
it,
you
right?
soon.
Yes.
And even though you were in this fog, as you call it, you knew as you're walking in this fog to go looking around for this particular rope, as you say, right?
Sorry, Henry. I didn't have a YouTube channel when I was 18. Sue me.
I don't know.
Well, you
Corresponding
did say
to
that you did
comment.
take it, right?
Yes.
And in fact, you remember where you threw it away, right?
I think it was in a dumpster.
Right, you said you threw it away in a dumpster, right?
Yeah.
Well, other than that, it would show that you had been there, man. Why take the rope and then get rid of it?
I don't know. Maybe for that very reason. I don't know.
So you did take the rope then. You also changed clothing, right?
I think I did. I don't know.
Well, you said that you pulled off the side of the road in the desert, right?
Yes,
And that you said that you went to the trunk of the car, right?
yes,
Isn't it true, ma'am, that that's where you claimed to have the gas cans?
that's where they were.
Pardon?
Yes, that's where they were.
And so the gas cans and the gas were in the back with the water, right?
Yes, the case of water and the suitcase.
And you found that you had some blood on you, correct?
Yes,
And back then, that was at the time that there was this stop or security checkpoint before Hoover Dam, right?
I pulled over before that. shut
Right.
down.
You were not so much in a fog that you didn't know that the checkpoint existed, right?
I did not know that the checkpoint existed.
Well, you just told me that was when the checkpoint was there. Do you remember telling me that just now?
I didn't know of its existence when I drove up to it, or when there was a sign or something.
But conveniently, or to your advantage,
Checkpoint?
you stopped the car before you got to the checkpoint, right?
A long time before the checkpoint when I called Ryan or texted somebody or Leslie or someone.
So the answer is yes, correct?
Yes,
And one of the things that you did was that you got the water from the trunk, right?
yes,
You cleaned your hands, right?
yes.
And you changed your socks or put some shoes on, correct?
I put socks and shoes on, I think.
Oh my
Right. And you took the
God.
clothes, the blade clothes that you had on, you took those off, right?
I think I did.
Well, do you remember testifying that you threw them away along with the gun?
I don't recall throwing my clothes out in the desert.
But you did change in anticipation of the checkpoint, right?
No, I didn't know there was a checkpoint until I reached it.
Well, you will acknowledge that this changing and washing of hands occurred before you got to the checkpoint, whether you knew or not that the checkpoint was there.
That's correct.
And you would agree that it was to your advantage to have clean hands and clothing that is not soiled with blood if you're going to go through a checkpoint, correct?
That wasn't my line of thinking, but I would agree with what you said.
And then you are making some calls at that time, aren't you?
Prior to the checkpoint, yes.
You have
What?
the,
What?
I guess, the ability to say, I'm going to look through the car.
I don't think I was paying attention to what was going on in front of me when I streamed this. What was the checkpoint for? Like, that's what I'm confused about. If anyone in the chat knows, I would love to know what kind of checkpoint this was. Was it like a DUI or what?
To see if I can find my charger, right?
I wasn't looking for my charger, but I looked through the car.
You were looking through the car then when you pulled over, right?
Yes,
And when you pulled over, you found a charger according to you underneath the seat, right?
yes.
And that allowed you to make some telephone calls, right?
Not right away because there was no reception.
Right, but you made some telephone calls before you reached the Arizona-Nevada border, right?
Yes, I turned my phone on and it just took a while to place a call because the call
Right.
kept dropping.
It was before the checkpoint, right?
Yes,
And while you were you driving at that time when the telephone was in a position to make calls out?
I believe, yes.
So when it first came on, so that it had the ability for calls to be made, how far was it to the checkpoint?
It felt like an hour.
Felt like an hour?
I
You know what
think-
10 minutes?
No,
And when this telephone came on, you started to make telephone calls, right?
I attempted to. I was only able to send, I think, text messages.
I realize that you're talking about text messages. I'm talking about telephone calls. You were able to call.
I'm sorry. We're at 76 minutes in and we only have like 20 likes. What the hell? If you could please
I was
double
impressed
tap your screen, that would help me significantly. Please and thank you. Happy Friday.
Ryan Burns, right?
Yes,
And even though you were in this fog that you're telling us about, you were able to call him and make up a lie, right?
the fog that I was referring to relates to my memory.
Right, it relates to your memory. So you could have told Mr. Burns that you were with Mr. Alexander, but you didn't, right?
That's right.
Instead, you made up a story, didn't you?
Yes,
So this fog that you're talking about, it wasn't so
Water.
heavy
Water is an
prevented you-
Hoover Dam.
from thinking and making up a lie.
yes, that's right.
You made up a lie that you had lost your charger, right?
Yes,
You made up a lie that you had gone to a gas station to get the charger, right?
no, that's
Bad
not what I told him.
day.
And so Mr. Burns is full of crap when he tells us that.
No, he just has a poor memory on some things.
And you know that based on that one
That was
limited
hostile.
time that you met with him in West Jordan, Utah, correct?
No, I know that from all his inconsistent statements to police.
But you only met him one time, right? As a romantic interest.
Yes,
And so you also told him that you got lost, right?
I did say that.
That was also not true, correct?
Well, technically it was, but not for the reason I was telling him.
No, you actually, ma'am, you knew where you were going. You were going over to Mr. Alexander's house. You knew that, right?
No, I got lost after leaving his house is what I mean. So technically I did get lost, but that's not why I told Ryan that.
even though there's this technicality, are you telling us that when you told Mr. Burns that you got lost, that you were clear with him that the reason you got lost was that you killed Mr. Alexander and you had been driving and you'd been lost that way? Or did you tell him that you got lost a different way?
I don't remember what way. I think I made up something stupid, and I certainly didn't tell him I got lost about Travis. I told him I got lost to deceive him.
So even in this fog, you still have the ability to think, to protect yourself, right?
Yes.
And the other thing that you did is you attempted to call Matthew McCartney, right?
Yes.
And you also attempted to call Mr. Brewer, right?
I don't remember. I might have.
One of the other things that you did, and we were talking about protecting yourself. One of the other things that you did is that you immediately, almost immediately, when you say you come out of this fog, one of the first things that you do is you try to divert attention away from you so that the police won't think that you had anything to do with this killing, right?
Yes.
And this fog that you were under that you're telling us about is not so deep that it stops you from fabricating or attempting to fabricate evidence, right?
That would be correct.
And it's not so deep that, according to you, you can stay on the telephone and know the prompt so that you can get the telephone message just
That's
right,
me.
according to you, right?
Well, just so that I wasn't crying in the message, yes.
However you're
But
watching.
you want the
this.
message to be just so that it sounds natural, right?
Yeah, as natural as possible.
Right, and you went to great lengths to do that, according to you, right?
Months ago.
Yes.
And the reason that you went to great lengths to do that was that so that if there was any suspicion, it wouldn't be drawn to you, correct?
Not immediately. That was the point, yes.
Right, you wanted the police to look elsewhere, right?
I guess.
Well, no, you made the call knowing the reason why you made the call, right?
Yes.
If you really weren't wanting to fabricate evidence, you would have just left whatever message instead of worrying about crying or whatever it was that you were worried about, right?
That's right.
And so you called Mr. Alexander and you left him a message, right?
Yes.
Let's play it and hear what you said. This is exhibit number 365.
I know Leslie called you, so I already talked to her, so you can call her back if you want, but it's not necessary. My phone died, so I wasn't getting back to anybody. And what else? Oh, and I drove 100 miles in the wrong direction, over 100 miles, thank you very much. So yeah, remember New Mexico? It was a lot like that. Only you weren't here to protect me from going into the 3 digits, so fun. Tell you all about that later.
Oh.
When we were talking about your upcoming travel to my way, I was looking at the May calendar stuff, so I'm all confused. Heather and I are going to see Othello on July 1st, and we would love for you to accompany us. I don't know when Team Freedom's event is, though, but it's on the list, so we could do Shakespeare, Crater Lake, and the Coast. So if you can make it, if not, we'll just do the Coast in Crater Lake. But let me know, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
End of message. To delete this message, press 7.
That was really quick.
Press 9 to message will be saved for 21.
That's you, correct?
Correct.
And that's you lying on the message, right?
Yes.
You're telling or leaving the message for Mr. Alexander indicating that you got lost, fun, right?
Yes.
That's not true, right?
That's not true.
Asking him or talking to him about coming up to visit you up in Wairika and doing some of the things that you mentioned.
I wasn't the
You know
one
that's not true.
who fast forwarded that.
No, that was our plan before June 4th.
That was the plan before June 4th, but you're talking to him or leaving the message for him indicating that, you're sorry, you couldn't stop by,
Oh, the
but you guys can make
elderly.
up for it up in
back.
when he comes up to visit you, right?
Yes.
That's a lie.
Yes.
And all of these lies, man, are meant for your benefit so that you can escape responsibility.
I don't see how that's to my benefit, but I don't know what you mean by benefit, but yeah, so I could escape whatever for the time being.
Well, now you keep saying for the time being, you would have been happy to avoid the consequences for a lifetime, wouldn't have you?
I can't say I would be happy, but I
You would
don't
have
know.
preferred that though, right?
I don't know how to answer that.
Well, you didn't go to the police with any of your information ever until they contacted you, right?
I think I initiated the contact.
Oh, so you're saying when you called the police, you told them the truth.
No, I'm not saying that.
You would have been satisfied to avoid any responsibility for the killing of Mr. Alexander, wouldn't you?
I don't know if satisfied is the word, probably relieved for the time being.
Okay, you would have been relieved to avoid any consequences for the killing of Mr. Alexander, correct?
That was my goal
Right.
that day.
And that's why you left this message that we heard in exhibit number 365, right?
Yes, well, that's part of the reason.
She wishes
Well,
she
that
was a black
the main reason,
widow.
wasn't it?
Yes,
I mean, there would be really no other reason to leave a dead man a telephone call, would there?
I probably wouldn't have done that, but Leslie said she called his phone asking for me because I was missing, and then I thought, well, maybe I should do something about that, and that's why I did it. So ultimately, that was the main reason, yes.
So you're looking to Leslie Udy as the reason why you left that telephone call, man?
No, I said the other, to avoid whatever was the ultimate reason.
You gave me a reason involving Leslie Udy right now, didn't you?
Yes, I would have thought to leave him a message if I hadn't talked to her prior to leaving that message. And then she said that, we've been calling and we called Travis and left a message and that kind of thing.
But she told you that, ma'am, knowing, believing that he was still alive, didn't she?
Yes,
You knew better though.
I think I did.
And so you didn't have to follow her advice, right?
She didn't give me any advice.
Well, you didn't have to follow her words, did you?
I didn't have to, but it reminded me of his cell phone, and that's,
But
I
it
chose
looks
to do
like,
it. I chose to not. You're going down the route saying Leslie made me do that. I'm not saying
I'm
that.
not saying Leslie made you do it. I'm saying you're looking again in a personal relationship, in an issue that is absolutely yours to own. You're looking for somebody else saying, Leslie Udy, I talked to her. And as a result of talking to Leslie Udy, that's why I left this.
Objection, argumentative.
Ma'am, Leslie Udy really didn't have anything to do with that call, right?
I made the call. I just thought the idea after speaking with her.
So she was the reason why you had the idea then.
Didn't
That-
she just say that?
Kind of, I guess.
And according to you, if it had not been for Leslie Udy, you wouldn't have thought about it, right?
I probably might have thought of it eventually, but maybe not. I don't know. I just know that I thought of it
I was
after
lighting
she
a
mentioned she had
candle.
left a message on his voicemail.
And so because of this outside stimulus, you decided to leave this message, right? It was your decision.
It was my decision.
Just like visiting Mr. Alexander was your decision, right? On
Yes,
June 4th of 2008 was your decision, right?
yes.
Even though you told us before that he guilted you, that really wasn't the reason that you went. You wanted it to go, correct?
Part of me did and part of me didn't. Obviously, the bigger part of me did because I went and he did guilt me and ultimately still was my decision.
And so you made the decision to go home, right?
Yes,
And then though, after that, you did something else to cover up, didn't you?
yes.
Take a look at another exhibit. Take a look at exhibit number 534. You recognize it?
Yes,
It's a text message that you sent, correct?
yes.
What's the date on it?
Hi,
The 6th of June.
Pardon?
June 6th, 2008.
And it's Mr. Alexander, correct?
Yes.
And again, the hours are off by 7, correct?
Yeah, I didn't look at the hours.
Well, why don't you just take a look at the hours just so that we can make sure.
My comments aren't working correctly.
They're off by 7, correct?
Yes.
Look at the initial exhibit 504.
Objection.
504 is admitted.
Let's take a look at this text message. First of all, that's your telephone number there on the left, correct?
That was, yes.
And the date there is 6/6 of 08, correct?
Yes.
We take the 7 hours away from the 1658. What we're really talking, and the 7 hours from 1658, what we're really talking about is what, 9:58 in the morning, is that correct?
Yes.
This is while you were still on the road, right? Home, correct?
Yes, I believe it was.
And what you read to us, what the message is that you left for Mr. Alexander.
Hey, I need to know when you're going to deposit that check.
And you're referring to the check involving the car, right?
Yes.
The check that you know was uncashed in his desk in his office, right?
Didn't know where it was, but I figured it wasn't cashed.
Now, in fact, there was a conversation that you had with the detective where you talked to him about the uncashed check, correct?
Yes.
So you knew it was uncashed, correct?
By the time it hadn't cleared whenever I talked to him, I knew it was uncashed.
But another thing that you knew on this date is that Mr. Alexander was dead, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you did that again so that you could cover up what you had done, right?
Yes.
Because you did not want to be faced with whatever consequences were involved, right?
So awkward.
I was afraid of the consequences.
And because you were afraid, that was a good enough excuse for you to send something like that.
Argumentative.
Restate.
The reason that you gave to us that you were afraid, in your mind, even though the fog had lifted or there was a fog that was involved, you felt that it was okay to send this message.
I didn't feel it was okay. It's not like that. So I guess that would be no.
So then why are you sending it? Are you sending it so that you can reach him in the grave or what?
No.
You're sending it so that, as you previously said, involving the telephone calls, so you won't have to face the consequences of what you did, right?
Yes.
Just like the scene, you're trying to manipulate the evidence, right?
Yes.
Take a look at another exhibit. Exhibit 505. Do you recognize it?
Yeah.
And that's an email, right?
Yeah.
Sent by you, right?
Yes.
Sent to Mr. Alexander, right?
To his email.
And what date and time was it sent?
Saturday, June 7th, 2008.
What time?
I'm sorry, 10:21.
I move the division to 505.
All right, maybe I see that.
Okay.
505 is submitted.
Let's take a look at it. It's from you, right?
Yeah.
You've already told us the date and time. You're sending it to him even though you know he's dead, right? It's a way to stage the scene, right?
I think so, yeah, that was my goal, I think.
What was, I didn't hear you.
That was my
Goal, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you start with hey you and read to us what it says?
Hey, you, I haven't heard back
I
from
know the
you.
bottom.
The fact that it was sent is enough.
Hey, you, I haven't heard back from you. I hope you're not still upset that I didn't come to see you. I just didn't have enough time off. It's okay, sweetie. You're going to be here in less than 2 weeks. We're going to see the sights.
Crazy.
You also write
Yeah.
things off the list and all kinds of fun things, right?
Yes.
You say Oregon is beautiful this time of year. Yay, be happy, correct? And then you say, anyway, I wanted to let you know that I'm thinking about pushing my visit up the next week, but it depends on my budget, so I'm not sure yet. I know you'll be in Cancun, but I'll probably crash at your house in your cozy bed anyway. Eat some of your oatmeal and frozen dinners, you know, the usual joke. I know you said the door is always open, but I wanted to give you a heads up. If for any reason that won't work, let me know and I'll make other arrangements. Your house has always been my second home, although it's a bit more lonely without Nats around. You're
Yeah.
Probably in California right now, but wherever you are, get a hold of me at least before you head to Mexico. Thanks, hon, Jodi. You wrote that, right?
Yes.
That was your way of it. An attempt for you to,
I
again,
agree.
stage the scene, so to speak, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna play something for you, man. This is exhibit number 248.
It's like an on and off thing. I don't know. I'm seeing some and then I'm not seeing some.
No jury is going to convict me
Why not?
because I'm innocent, and you can mark
You
my
must
words on
be
that. No jury will
wrapping
convict me.
That's you, right?
Yes.
And that's you saying that, not that you're going to not be convicted because you're going to commit suicide or anything like that, is it?
That's correct.
You're saying that you're innocent, right?
Yes.
And you believe that no jury would convict you because you were going to lie your way out of it, right?
You have an
No.
argumentative.
Sustained.
Ma'am, you indicated certain things in this court as part of your testimony, didn't you?
Yes.
You indicated, for example, that Travis Alexander, that you saw him masturbating to a picture or pictures of young boys, correct?
I only saw one picture.
Right, you saw him do that. That's a lie, isn't it, ma'am?
Do you have an argumentative?
I wish it was a lie. It's
And
not.
ma'am, with regard to this issue of him being hypersexual and him being overbearing in that department, that's not true, is it?
Do you have an argumentative?
It's true that he was hypersexual. It's not true
I
that he
didn't
was
ask you if he
overbearing.
was hypersexual, I asked you if he was overbearing.
You said hypersexual.
All right, let's go with overbearing then.
No, I don't think he was overbearing.
And in fact, you gave as well as you took, didn't you?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Sustained.
You were in it to the same extent that he was in the activities, right?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Rephrase.
Ma'am, for example, we saw some of the text messages that you sent to him, right?
Yes.
We heard some of the conversations that you had with him, right?
Yes.
You indicated, for example, I don't need to go into all of them, that you wanted to sexually blossom. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And you remember specifically saying that you wanted a facial. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So you were enjoying the sex, weren't you?
Yes. Mostly. Yes.
And yet you came in here and for days upon days, you told us how uncomfortable they made you feel, right?
Only those times. We didn't talk about all the other times.
And ma'am, additionally, you talked about how he was physically abusive to you during your testimony, right?
Yes.
And you said, for example, that in March, when you were going to move to Wairika, that he hit you on the freeway, right?
Yes.
But we took a look at your journal entry. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And your journal entry speaks otherwise, doesn't it?
It doesn't speak of the incident.
No, it spoke of tenderness, 3 soft kisses, doesn't it?
Yes,
And involving the allegation that he kicked you and did something to your finger. You remember that? We also took a look at your journal.
yes,
And in that journal indicated that on the day that that was supposed to have happened, nothing noteworthy happened. That's what your journal said, right?
over the span of those 4 days. Yes.
Right. And on January 22nd, when you allegedly saw him in this masturbatory conduct, that's also when you wrote in your journal
Masturbatory?
that nothing noteworthy
Masturbatory?
occurred, right?
I'm sorry, it was on the 21st, but that
Right, the
was
21st. But your journal entry of the 24th covers
yes,
the January 21st, doesn't it?
yes.
Has anyone
And so-
sent anything? I need to check.
You
that.
believe that you're going to be acquitted because
Godson, I don't know what
came
you're
in and
talking
told those stories,
about.
don't you?
Are you talking to yourself?
I can't predict the future, and that's not why I told the truth. I still plan to kill myself when I told the truth.
And you believe that you're saying that at that time you planned to kill yourself, right?
Yes.
But that's not what you're saying, do you?
No, I couldn't say that.
Well, I'm not saying whether or not you could say it. You started your testimony on direct examination by saying, those are the bitterest words I have ever uttered. Do you remember saying that?
No, I said they're probably the most bitterest words I will ever eat. or something.
Right. And so you have a very good memory as to what you said about that, right?
Yes.
And you said that the reason that you made that comment that no jury would convict you was because you were going to commit suicide, right?
That's correct.
But in this clip that we saw, you actually say it's because you're innocent, right?
Yes, the first degree murder. I won't mind missing that.
Yeah, it does say that you did say you were innocent, right?
Yes.
Even that's a lie, isn't it, man?
Not how I was meaning it.
What's that?
Not.
Yeah, can argumentative.
Isn't it inconsistent? Your testimony, isn't it inconsistent with what this
I know what
particular
you're talking
exhibit,
about.
248, what you say in exhibit 248?
Objection is, this is law, that's not accurate as self-defense.
Approach.
I'm writing something right now. I have tried to write the word cash 3 times and written the word chase. I am like, I guess now would be an okay time to ask if you guys have liked and subscribed, because that helps boost the algorithm, y'all. Not for my ego, I promise. It helps get this in front of other eyes that wouldn't normally
May
see it.
continue. Objection overruled.
In this exhibit 248, you heard yourself, right?
Yes.
You said, I'm innocent. No jury will convict me, right?
Yes.
Whereas when you started this direct examination, your testimony, you said, the reason I said that no jury would convict me was because I planned to kill myself, right?
I said I plan to be dead. Yes.
Because you were planning to commit suicide, right?
That's correct.
Those are 2 different stories, aren't they?
No, on the stand, I explained why I didn't say suicide as opposed to the alternative, because there was an officer sitting a few feet behind me. And if I'd said that, they would have hauled me off to a padded room, stripped me naked, and I would have lived there until whenever.
So what you are saying, even today, that when you say that you're innocent, that means to you that there's an officer sitting next to you and you didn't want him to know that you were going to commit suicide, right? That's what you're saying?
When I made that statement,
Yes, when you said innocent, that's what you equate with.
well, definitely innocent of
Yes or no?
pre-planning whatever you're trying to
No,
say.
I'm not
but
asking about that. I'm asking
The
about the
point-
statements. Isn't it true that the statements are different? That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, they're different.
I don't have anything else. Thank you.
There we
All right,
go.
ladies and gentlemen, we will see you on Monday, 10:15. Please remember the admonition. Are there any questions? Have a nice weekend.
There's something else that happens. Sorry, I'm just now seeing masturbatory. Is that a word?
It's the first time I've
The jury is
ever
at the
heard
courtroom
that.
area. She may step down. We are in recess. We do have a hearing. If you don't plan to stay for the hearing, I'm going to ask that you leave the courtroom.
Wait, who's talking about child trafficking? No, no. Unless you're referring to Travis's photos. But they never brought that issue up. The breed of dog.
All right, this is a set for hearing on an application for leave to intervene for the limited purpose of unsealing the transcript of the February 20, 2013 closed proceeding and any other closed hearings during trial, filed by attorney for KPNX Broadcasting Company and Phoenix Newspapers Incorporated. Appearances for the
How
record,
many
please.
people walk here?
Wait, what?
Attorney Jennifer Wilmot on behalf of Jodi Arias.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. David Bodney, and with me, Chris Measer, on behalf of Phoenix Newspapers, Inc. and KPNX Broadcasting Company.
Good afternoon. I received your application this morning.
This is very similar to Tyler Robinson's hearing. Do you guys remember that? I covered that. I don't even know if the judge has ordered on that yet, but that's something to look into.
The attorneys also have received a copy of your application. What is the state's?
I'll leave it to the court's discretion.
Mr. Nermi.
Judge, I have reviewed the application. I would cite the court as we had in previous proceedings. As to Estes for Texas, there is a right to a public trial, but it must be weighed against the rights to have a fair trial. And given that, we believe that the rights, the things that are discussed in those chambers, at bench conferences, et cetera, help facilitate her receiving a fair trial, and the dissemination of said material would interfere with that. I believe that the attorneys for Phoenix Newspaper have not put forth anything that really would demonstrate to the contrary. Having spoken first, I'm not sure which assertions they would make. However, it has been their consistent position, I guess, or to seemingly ignore the fact that this is a death penalty case. More process is due than less, citing the court to Lockett v. Ohio, 408 U.S. 586, and Woodson v. North Carolina, 428 U.S. 280. So we have not only an instance where we're talking about fair trial, but we're also talking about fundamental fairness in sentencing in a death penalty setting. That fundamental fairness as it relates to trial and sentencing is eviscerated if crucial information that must be discussed amongst attorneys and the court is somehow publicized. That would, again,
the
interfere with the
sidebars.
right to a fair trial. The benefit to the right to the fair trial is really held by Ms. Arias, not by Phoenix Newspapers. This is a trial, not a television event. Citing to Garnett Company versus De Pasquale, 443 U.S. 368. With that, Judge, I would rest. I think I made sufficient record of my position. And again, I would continue to cite the reality that the Phoenix Newspapers have not provided you any serious authority as to why in these proceedings Ms. Arias' right should be truncated by their desire to have these transcripts.
Mr. Bodney, do you have anything you'd like to add to your written pleading?
Thank you, Your Honor, for this opportunity to be heard. We appreciate it. We are certainly mindful that this is an important criminal case, and we do not mean to take up any more of the court's time or attention than necessary. And we do not mean to diminish the importance of the Sixth Amendment and fair trial rights in this case. But since Estes versus United States Supreme Court decided no less than 4 cases in the 1980s, recognizing a First Amendment right of the press, and so we're at a decided disadvantage when it comes to offering specifics as to why the hearing that took place on February 20 or any other closed proceeding in this case should be open. All we can underscore in assistance to the court, quite frankly, on this issue is this. There is a First Amendment right of the press and public to attend virtually all aspects of criminal proceedings. That is a presumed right, and it can be limited only upon a showing buttressed by specific findings on the record of some overriding interest that trumps that First Amendment right, and a showing that the narrowly tailored provisions designed to protect that interest are essential to preserving a higher value. And finally, that there really are no less drastic alternatives to closure. And so because we don't know what was said in any closed proceeding, we have to repose our confidence in the court to issue specific findings.
That looks like the guy from
closure,
oh wait, hold on.
in support of release of transcripts. Of
It's the guy from The Sopranos
today. And I recognize that as the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals recognized in what we call the Symington case, the Phoenix Newspapers versus District Court decision, that release of those transcripts should occur when any danger dissipates. So if counsel for the defendant is aware of some danger that would exist to the fair trial right of his client by release of a sentence or two or the entirety of that February 20 transcript, and the court agrees,
then I suppose findings in support of that conclusion should be issued. And then the press and public will have a greater understanding about why that particular hearing took place in closed session and why any other hearings in this important criminal trial take place in closed session. So in closing, Your Honor, we are very mindful of the importance of the case from the prosecutor's perspective and from the defendant's perspective. We are mindful of Your Honor's time, and for that reason, I will conclude my remarks unless there are any questions. Again, we appreciate the opportunity to be heard and to ask the court to give life to these First Amendment protections, which our Supreme Court of the United States has recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Bodney. This court is mindful of its obligation to keep the courtroom doors open. We have done so in this trial. This trial has been covered by the media, gavel to gavel. Some of the evidentiary rulings in this case have been held in open court, others have not. When this court closed a proceeding, this court made findings consistent with Rule 122 and Arizona law. Specifically, this court found that there does exist a compelling interest that overcomes the right of the public to access the record of that particular proceeding. The court has also found that there is a compelling interest supporting sealing or redacting the record when it was required. Specifically, this court found on occasion that the privacy interest of witnesses, possible witnesses, and jurors could be affected by the disclosure of certain matters that occurred in chambers. The court also found that a substantial probability exists that the compelling interest will be prejudiced if the record is not sealed until this trial is concluded. The court also found that that proposed sealing was narrowly tailored and that no less restrictive means exist to achieve that compelling interest. The court also found that dissemination of materials and information that was exchanged during the in-chambers proceedings would affect the defendant's right to a fair trial because of the intense media scrutiny in this case. Dissemination of certain matters discussed in those in-chambers proceedings could affect the strategy and the evidence presented in this case and could affect the testimony of potential witnesses. For those reasons, the court has chosen to seal certain portions of this case. Certainly nothing that was heard by the jury, but certain evidentiary matters and other hearings. So the application for leave to intervene for the limited purpose of unsealing the transcript of February 20, 2013 is denied for the reasons stated. Some of the in-chambers proceedings were not sealed, and if there is a specific hearing or a specific request, this court will consider that. But I believe that most of the in-chambers proceedings were sealed at the request of the defendant, and there was no objection from.
Who wants to say what I'm thinking and let us know of the case right now that we are fighting for sealed documents to be released on, and we have done so successfully, allegedly. And these sidebars are going to be released soon. Anyone know?
That was like this week,
I'm
wasn't
sure you
it?
do.
The state, and as I said earlier, this court made specific findings that sealing those specific proceedings was necessary and in the public interest. So, is there anything else, counsel?
No.
Your Honor, just the only matter not related to this simply deals with the exhibits. Since we are beginning to redirect, my understanding is the counsel for the state still has one exhibit checked out. We'd like the opportunity to have that returned so we can check it out in preparation.
Mr. Martinez?
And he discussed it with me 5
No,
minutes ago
Josh.
as to whether or not I had it.
The
I
other-
indicated to him that I did. I would return it tomorrow, so I'm not sure why that's becoming an issue.
It's the other case from 2025. There's only a few cases.
Want to make a record of it.
Counsel Richins. Indicated you had something else to say.
Thank you, Your Honor. Very briefly, just 2 points of clarification. I thought I heard Your Honor say that the application was denied for the reasons stated. I would hope that the application for leave to intervene, based on the standing that my clients enjoy, would be granted, but that the relief requested
Why
today
is this
be denied,
on?
recognizing that we have a standing request for copies of those transcripts at the conclusion of the trial, or whenever the reasons for their closure dissipate, if sooner.
All right, I will grant your request to intervene, and I believe it would be appropriate for those transcripts to be made public after the trial has concluded. So if that clarifies my ruling?
It does, Your Honor. Thank you.
I would take issue with that if there is a death sentence imposed, there is an automatic appeal, there's automatic post-conviction, there's many habeas issues that could arise. I don't think an automatic unsealing dissipates any issues related to those possible proceedings if the sentence is death. So I would take issue with the court going that far at this point in time.
All right, I will give defense counsel an opportunity to indicate any specific proceedings that you are concerned about, and this court will take up the request of the intervener.
This stuff
at
is
the conclusion of the
important.
trial and make a determination of which proceedings should remain sealed and which may be provided.
I would then ask for, if at the end of this trial, Phoenix Newspapers is making such requests, that they file specific requests with me in advance so we can take it up, so I can take a look back at what these things are.
Yes, most of them would require a transcript, I think, from a court reporter, because those proceedings were not conducted in the courtroom, so there would not be an FTR record. We would need a record from a specific court reporter. So, Mr. Bodney, if you had a specific request for a hearing on a specific date, you would need to give us enough time to have a transcript prepared so that we can all review that and make a determination.
And Your Honor, I guess we would like to make a standing request for the February 20th.
I have something to say after this.
Closed proceedings at which
Oh,
issues in this
great.
trial have been decided, we would request access to them. Obviously, we don't know what was said during those closed proceedings and therefore can't be any more specific than that.
All right, Mr. Baddock, he is the court reporter for that particular hearing. I will request that he prepare a transcript so that all the parties can review that specific proceeding. Is
Have you
that the only one
liked
you're concerned about now?
the stream?
The only one I'm specifically aware of now, though I understand there have been others.
All right, I can't tell you when that transcript will be ready. He has many requests for transcripts, and it will be in line with all of his other requests, but I will pass that along. All right.
Appreciate that. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so the well, the court, whatever, like Jodi is. Sugar. Hi, Peggy.
Okay, guys, I'm going to go off stream for a few minutes. Just my mom got back and I need to figure out what's the deal for tonight, but I am going to keep it going. I will be in the chat. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks, guys.
This person said
Please
play
be
the
seated for
video
those of the present
or I
who
won't
agree with
leak
the
and I'll
name of
leave.
counsel.
Bye.
Those who are still under oath, do you understand? Yes. Mr. Norman, you may continue with redirect.
Good morning, Jodi.
Good morning.
Mr. Arias, last week when you spoke with counsel for the state, he was
You're right,
showing
John.
456.
You're a little late, Peggy.
Do you remember seeing that?
Yes.
313? Okay.
Fuckery is my favorite word.
To your recollection, was that the only journal entry you made on January 24th, 2008?
No, it was not.
Hand you what's been marked as exhibit 511.
This
Please
is
read
on
that over
1.5 speed. See how slow he talks? Peggy is sweet and she is a national treasure and we protect her at all costs. Oh, who's that new girl? You guys are awesome. We're up 34 subs today. I really appreciate it. I've already cried too much today, so I can't. I feel it on the inside, but my face will not do the thing.
Okay. Drawing your attention back to exhibit 456, it appears that you place your initials and then there is a line underneath the paragraph. Is that what you would do to end a particular entry?
Usually, yes.
Okay. You say usually the exhibit 511 I just showed you, the writings that follow on January 24th, was that a separate entry?
Yes.
Okay. But was it a continuation of the thoughts and ideas that you were dealing with on January 24th of 2008?
Yes.
And in that regard, do the highlighted portions hold any significance as it relates to your thoughts about what you may have seen days prior?
Yes.
And you authored this on January 24th, 2008, all these entries, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to move to admit exhibit 511.
So slow.
Foundation as to the timing, and if I'm maybe we're not as to the timing of these entries.
You want to leave it object, no reapproach?
Well, I'll give you an opportunity to follow up on that issue with regard to timing. And then
Ma'am, with regard to this entry here, or exhibit number 511, there is an indication, you said that the Thursday entry of January 24th of 2008, that's the end of that entry, correct?
Yes,
There's no date for the next entry, is there?
no,
And then, however, at the very top, we have another entry that says Thursday, 1/24/2008, right?
yes.
And with regard to this particular entry, that's Thursday, 1/24 of 2008,
I'll be right
how
back.
much time elapsed between the first entry was made and the second entry was made?
It was probably just enough time for me to listen to that audiobook and record that excerpt from the audiobook.
So you were listening to something, is that what you're saying?
Yes,
With regard to this second entry of January 24th of 2008, is that the complete second entry? Or is there more missing, since I don't see your initials on this one?
I believe it's a complete entry.
You believe what?
It's a complete entry.
Why don't we have you take a look at it? Just a minute.
Okay.
This is exhibit number 242.002. Take a look at it.
Yes,
So how much time are we talking about between the first Thursday, January 24th, 2008, and the second Thursday, January 24th, 2008?
it would have been a matter of hours, but I don't know exactly how many hours.
I don't need that.
Okay, Jodi, drawing your attention. Now, looking at, before we go into exhibit 511, looking at exhibit 456, the portion previously admitted in the January 24th, 2008 minute entry.
Thank
It
you.
says,
Thank you
there's
so much.
nothing noteworthy to report. You see that?
Yes,
And you were questioned last week because you had told us that on the 21st and 22nd of January 2008 is when you saw Mr. Alexander masturbating to an image of a child. Remember that?
yes, the 21st.
And before we get into the entry, you had said, you were asked several times, well, why would you say nothing's noteworthy to report? And you said that wouldn't be the type of thing I would write in my journal. Can you explain that to us now?
Well, to me, as far as noteworthy things you would want to note, and that's exactly the opposite of something I would want to note. I wouldn't want to remember that. I wouldn't want it recorded in my journal as far as record keeping goes. And also it's a highly negative event and it was a negative experience for me and it's not something that I wished to remember.
And now, before we move past discussion of this event,
Aw, Peggy.
one of the things you were asked about is what time.
Peggy, you'll appreciate this, and then I'll hit the play button. You just said your grandma called you that. This, I inherited this from my grandmother, this coat, and I saw her name is initialed in the coat. Hopefully you guys can see it. And so that, when you said that, meant a lot.
You saw, what time of day it was that you saw Mr. Alexander masturbating to this image. Do you recall being asked that?
Yes.
Now, when you saw that event, you witnessed what you described for us. Did you think to yourself, I better check my watch, I might need to testify about this 5 years later?
No,
It was a startling event, was it not?
yeah, it was very shocking.
Drawing your attention back to exhibit 511. And specifically, try to make it visible for you there. Guess we can't. get it
There's
all
no
in.
way she's getting out.
You see there that you're speaking about Travis.
Yes,
2 or 3 days later, after this event, that correct?
Yes,
You mentioned that you love him. Love him.
yes,
Is that accurate of your feelings for him at that point in time?
yes, it was.
You say that you're saying that he displays a massive amount of unconditional love for you,
Yes,
and you felt that way at the time?
I did.
You say in this entry, I'm almost haunted by it. What does that mean?
It means the light and dark, because that was following, a few days following really dark, a couple of dark events, and he makes up for it in really amazing ways, and that part just stays with me, and it's hard to, I couldn't get that out of my mind or my heart, just the way, how tender he is and how much more he displays his love when he goes out of his way to make up for whatever he did.
So when you say you're haunted by it, are you saying you're haunted by what you saw on the 21st or 22nd, or are you haunted by his love? I'm a little confused.
There's a lack of foundation as to which day, the 22nd, she claims he there, the 21st, she
I think
claims.
we're all confused.
At this time period, you say you're haunted by it. What is it?
It's more the conflicting desire that I wanted to stay with him, but I also knew that that would be a really bad idea. So it was more just like I'm haunted by the love that he expresses toward me that keeps me, well, I stayed with him out of my own free will, but I felt like it kept me hooked, even though he wasn't like forcing me to stay with him or anything. I felt like I wanted to continue being with him when he acted that way, but he wasn't always that way.
You mentioned in the next sentence, well, why don't you read the next sentence for us? It begins with but.
But it still remains that I cannot marry him. I can't quite put my finger on it, but something is just off with that boy. We've all got head problems, that's for sure.
Okay, guys, I have some other YouTube shenanigans to get myself into tonight. So I'm wrapping up the stream. Like I said, Fridays are always a little bit slow. So I appreciate you guys being here. And if you are interested, Shizzy Whiz Nuts, SHIZZYWHIZNUT, has a stream beginning at 8 p.m. I will be on that. And then I will probably be on FNL later, Friday Night Live, on the Experts channel. So I just want to give myself some time to unwind before then. But thank you guys so much for coming and watching this with me. And I hope, if I don't see you later tonight, I hope you have a great rest of the weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday. All right, everyone, or Monday. Just turn on notifications. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.